Oh my, hi, my, welcome! Welcome to the 2022 FMG Young Farmer of the Year competition. What about a round of applause? I'll try not to move too close to that speaker. Kia ora tātou, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. For the 54th time, the annual FMG Young Farmer of the Year evening show. Shh. We are in a beautiful auditorium. Somewhat disappointed. I was here for rehearsals this afternoon. There were people on exercise bikes just up there. I was hoping they would remain there for the duration of the show to entertain those of us who weren't on exercise bikes. But nonetheless, here we are in this room. Now, just a quick word of warning. It is a noisy kind of auditorium, so tonight, in particular during the quiz, lots of quiet is going to be appreciated. So, here we are. A welcome as well to those of you on the comforts of your own homes and your tractors, probably not in your cars. You could be on the toilet watching this on the live stream. I don't mind where you are, but thank you for joining us. For anyone who is here and also watching us on the live screen, look up. Get a life. There are some young people applauding down the back who fail to understand irony. All right, welcome, young people. Excuse me, standing in a field yesterday in the rain. But I'll tell you what, it might have been a little bit wet yesterday, but I guarantee nobody was cold. I'm looking at you, Palmerston North. All right. It was cold. All right, hey, in Palmerston North. After an action-packed few days here in Whangarei, we're going to find out tonight, within the next couple of hours, who is going to be crowned the prestigious FMG Young Farmer of the Year champion for season 54. We're also going to be finding out who the winner will be, or we're celebrating the winners of the FMG Junior Young Farmer of the Year and the Agri-Kids titles for 2022. I reckon any of the kids that entered that, they were all winners. Some of them were more winny than others. We'll meet them later on. But what a round of applause for everybody who entered this contest. The kids, the young kids, everyone who turned up at a district or a regional event. We don't get to have 7 great champions up here without them being pushed all the way from every district event to every regional event to pushing themselves up here to find out who is going to be the supreme. Now, you have all travelled from parts of the country far and wide. You've found yourselves from an obscure stadium, the outskirts of Whangarei. In fact, I often joke about that. I don't know how many times I've been to Whangarei. I can literally never find my way out of the CBD. Whangarei's population is burgeoning. I reckon it's mostly people who are lost in the CBD who can't find their way out again. It's like I keep expecting, it is so confusing, I keep expecting to find the Minotaur in the middle of Whangarei. Nonetheless, I love this part of the world. You have been the most gracious hosts and you've welcomed us from all over the country. You put on a magnificent grand final yesterday. We appreciate it. So for those of us who have found our way into this auditorium, I'm now going to tell you how to leave. It's very simple. There are some exits over there. There are another couple just here. You can see them in the corners. In the unlikely event of an emergency, particularly if it's a fire, a disturbingly loud siren goes. We're familiar with that. But they do say that people in that part of the room often are then terrified by the fact that those doors behind the bar, I think, then automatically open and we can all rush outside. And this is how casual we are here in the north, to a non-designated evacuation point, which basically means go around and stand outside anywhere that isn't on the white lines, because that's where we're going to park the fire engines. You're on your own. All right. A lot of personal responsibility. The most important evacuation points of the evening, the facilities, wharipaku, are located just at the back of the room. You may head there. If you are a smoker, I'm not even going to worry about giving you any instructions. Just change your lifestyle habits. Stay here with us. Make a decision tonight to live for the people who love you. Listen to that smug applause of all of those people who don't smoke. All right. That goes for vapors as well. No, if you are, just pop outside and stand around. Have fun. All right. If you've got a phone, now's a great time to turn it off or on to silent when you want to turn it back on. Apparently there's a sporting event. Eric Roy informed me of that earlier on. I was unaware of it, but there's one tonight. Fortunately, it doesn't start until we're well done with the quiz. You may want to keep up with the score later on, but phones off or on silent. Here is how tonight is going to run. The bar is going to be closed about 3 minutes ago. It's closed. All right, surprise. So that's closed. It will open again during the break for dinner, and then it will close again during the awards. We've got the quiz, 6 rounds of very difficult questions. Then we will have dinner. Then we'll have the awards ceremony. Then we will have live entertainment. Then we will have shuttle buses available till 11:30 to shuttle attendees to town. And we finish up here at 12. If you finish up here at 12 and diddly-dawdle, if you muck around, it's been a really long 50 years. If you muck around getting into town and you're not at a bar by 1 o'clock, one of the cultural anomalies in this part of the world, and it's working particularly well, I've been informed by the excellent mayor up here, is they have a close-off in their bars at 1 o'clock. If you're not in the bar by 1 o'clock, you can't get into a bar by 1 o'clock. But if you are in the bar at 1 o'clock, apparently you can stay there, what is it today, Saturday, till Thursday. So, get amongst it. We would not be here doing this in the scale and honouring all of the work and the sacrifice that has gone into everyone who enters this contest, whether they be competitors, volunteers, whatever it may be, without our family of sponsors. We really, really do appreciate them. For those of you in the sponsorship field, you know how difficult things have been over the last few years. We've had our sponsors stay and we've picked up some new ones as well. And so they really are like family. We see them and their reps in the fields, at the regionals and the districts. They look after not only the FMG Young Farmer of the Year, but that family have wrapped their arms around the agri-kids and the junior young farmer as well. It is all part of one package. So a massive thanks to FMG, Ravensdown, WorkSafe, the Ministry for Primary Industries, the Environmental Protection Authority, Honda Still, Lincoln University, Massey University, New Holland and PTS Logistics. What about a round of applause for those excellent companies? Many of you will have seen me speak before, particularly when it comes to sponsors. I had a great time. I was talking to some of the agri-kids just yesterday. I often mention the little sweatshirts that the agri-kids have, and on those sweatshirts you'll see little local businesses from the area that have helped to get those kids to where they are. So I'm going to name a whole lot of our local supporters up here. You will have had people in your regions who helped people to get here as well, and I ask of you only this. Pay attention to who those people are on those sweatshirts or on this list I'm about to read out. If you have a choice as to where to spend your money, have a look at who is taking that money and reinvesting it into making your community a better and a stronger place, and spend it with them if you can. So, we would like to thank up here in the north, the Whangarei AMP Society, Fire and Emergency NZ, Beef and Lamb, Toastmasters, Bushbuck, Placemakers Whangarei, Zero and Figured, Resine, Irrigation NZ, Bunnings, Deer Industry NZ, A to Z Catering, People Potential, Greenlee, Northern Wairoa Vegetable Growers Association. Of all the vegetable growers associations, one of my favourites. The Hundavasa Arts Centre, brilliant. Linwood Avocado Nursery, Deluxe Box, the Excite Group, Dig For You, Wade Concrete Products, Hanson Products, Northland Farm Services, Hikurangi Fire Brigade, Cowley's Hire, The Flower Bomb, Otaika Valley School, Blackwell Contract Fencing, RC Ag Ventures Limited, Steelmasters Whangarei, the Northland Caledonian Pipe Band, Farm Source, Gallagher, Heinz Pipe System, Ecolab and Silver Fern Farms. What about a round of applause for that extensive list of literally every business in Whangarei? What a lot of support we have had. We want to thank you. As far as I'm concerned, you are all special guests, but some of you are slightly more special than others. I'm going to mention some of the people we've got here. We have Eric Roy, the New Zealand Young Farmers patron. We'll be meeting him soon, or I'll be mentioning him, who stepped in to be a judge, always popping up at these events. We have the 2014 FMG Young Farmer of the Year, who represented the Northern region. David Kidd is here. I've seen a couple of MPs, Barbara Karuga and Mark Cameron is here. The excellent Mayor, Cheryl Mai, what a beautiful welcome she gave to us on Friday. The Whangarei Mayor is here, along with Peter O'Connor, who was the 2022 Dairy Trainee of the Year, and Sharice Redden, the 2021 Young Butcher of the Year. What about a round of applause for those wonderful guests? I really just read stuff out while I'm up here, particularly when it comes to the quiz. That is why we have 3 excellent judges at every one of these to make sure that the answers are correct and that everything is tickety-boo. We again have 3 excellent judges here tonight. I want to just welcome them. So, we were going to have Sarah Perriam, but unfortunately she cannot be with us tonight. So, Eric Roy has stepped in. Eric Roy, many of you familiar with Eric, Young Farmers patron. He's been around literally since forever. In fact, the last time that we were in Whangarei in the mid-80s, he was the head judge. He's back here again this evening, stepping in. He is a legend, brought and developed 8 dairy farms, currently managing his own farming company, Glenore Farms Limited, which owns property in Te Anau, southern Southland and central Otago. God, because somebody has to. What a beautiful part of the world to live and farm, Eric, running deer, sheep, cattle and dairy support. We appreciate the fact that you have stepped in. What about a round of applause for Eric Roy? Peter Etema is here as well. He was brought up on a dairy farm in the Manawatu. He's worked in the agricultural sector throughout his career, both in New Zealand and on agricultural development projects in East Africa. Currently, the Director of Sustainable Regions within the Agriculture and Investment Services branch at MPI in Wellington. He represents New Zealand at a range of international agricultural meetings. A round of applause for Peter. And how about a hearty congratulations to the new Vice President of New Zealand Federated Farmers, Mr. Wayne Langford. As of yesterday, and what a great organisation that is. My dad had risen up as well to Vice President back in the 80s, a similar age to Wayne. And so Wayne, if you don't know Wayne, down in beautiful Golden Bay, he farms with his wife Tyler and his 3 teenage boys. Passionate advocate for many parts of New Zealand agriculture, including educational, mental health and veterinary services. Many of you will be familiar with him as the YOLO Farmer, co-founder of Meet the Need, a charity providing primary sector protein, mince and milk donated by farmers to food banks across New Zealand. What a top bloke and a great rep for what it means to be a farmer in 2022. Wayne Langford. All right, where would we be without FMG? They have a long history of supporting rural communities and New Zealand young farmers. I'm going to welcome now Adam Heath, who is the FMG CEO, to the stage on that side to say a few words. Let's see the video as Wayne arrives.
Tell you what, it's hard finding the perfect partner.
So what's next?
I suppose we could ask around.
At FMG, we're proud to partner with the FMG Young Farmer of the Year contest and get in behind all of this year's deserving finalists. Good on you, Tim, Chris, Mark, David, Johnny, Tom and Alex. And let's not forget all the amazing volunteers. All the best from everyone at FMG. We're here for the good of the country.
Adam Heath. We've got a light for Adam.
I can do Braille.
Oh, there we go. Look, I tell you what, if the light didn't come on, I'm sure it's covered in our policy.
Yeah. Kia ora koutou. This contest we all love so much doesn't happen by itself. So I'd really like to start with some acknowledgements and some congratulations. So firstly, congratulations to the members for your support this season. Congratulations to the volunteer conveners and organising committees for your tremendous efforts stepping up to lead at district, regional and grand final contests. Also like to congratulate the families, whānau, partners and work colleagues for your encouragement along the way. Congratulations to the team at New Zealand Young Farmers for your guidance. Congratulations to the contest subcommittee and New Zealand Young Farmers Board for your stewardship. And importantly, congratulations to our 7 grand finalists for having the courage to put yourselves out there and compete. Congratulations to each and every one of you. FMG acknowledges your effort, dedication and skills, new and honed along the way. You've each had a role to play and a contribution to make this season, and you are what brings this contest to life. The future of the food and fibre industry across Aotearoa, New Zealand is looking incredibly bright. At FMG, we pride ourselves on understanding and supporting rural New Zealanders to grow, innovate and succeed in whatever goals they set for themselves. So tonight, we are very proud to celebrate contest season 54 and all those that have been part of bringing the FMG Young Farmer of the Year contest to life to ensure that it continues to grow, innovate and thrives. Ka pai, congratulations to you all. Ngā mihi nui.
Thank you, Adam. All right. What is the next 3/4 of an hour about? I tell them every time we host this, whether it's a regional or indeed here at the grand final. As far as I'm concerned, the next 3/4 of an hour is solely about 7 people. They're going to be sitting up here and we're going to be celebrating them as they work their hardest to answer a lot of very difficult questions. Are we ready to meet the contestants? Let us then begin the cavalcade. We welcome, he is from the Nightclaps Club, representing Otago Southland, Alex Field. Alex Field, incredibly gruelling out there yesterday. I saw you lying on the field at one stage with clearly it was a significantly more than a niggle. What happened?
It happened pretty early on in the agri sport. So I think the first drum I went to carry back, it sort of started pinching and got worse, and it just sort of ruled out half those tasks. So I thought, I've just got to get across the finish line and take what points was in front of me. It sort of might come back to hurt me, but it was just the best I could do.
Hey, and look, you are a seasoned veteran here. You've been to a grand final before. Anything you did differently over the last couple of days to what you did the first time?
Relaxed.
How relaxed are you right now?
A lot more relaxed than I was the last time I was on the stage for this reason.
Hey, Marvus, what's the highlight been of the whole journey? You know, we named you way back. Gosh, was it? We were really early on, weren't we, down there in Otago Southland? What's the highlight been for the last few months?
Just seeing the support around the community. I said it last time I competed, and I'll say it again. When you're doing this, anyone and everyone comes out to support you. You knock on the door of random people and say, look, can I have a hand? You track them down on LinkedIn, you follow Instagrams, you Facebook stalk, and you just say, can you give me a hand? And the answer is always yes, and it's overwhelmingly just a positive. New Zealand agriculture is such a positive place, and it's just a great industry to be a part of.
Alex, I've seen you at 3 regionals at a previous grand final. I've seen you here. It is always an absolute joy to see your big smiling face competing in this. You always look like you're having fun. All the very best. Round of applause for Alex Field. From the Te Kawa West Club, the Waibop region, welcome Chris Poole. Is there anyone left, Chris, in Te Kawa? So
they've done really well to rally and get here. We've got an awesome support crew, so thanks everyone for coming. It's awesome.
And it can often, thank you, it can often be quite humbling, I imagine, to see just how many people want to, come and support somebody here. What's been the highlight for the last few days?
Yeah, the biggest highlight's probably just much what Alex said, getting involved and, getting a lot of help from just so many people, learning a lot and meeting all these other pretty awesome guys. So.
And you've got a pretty varied career. You're a dairy farmer on the family farm there. You're also involved with Connect Hero, which is an artificial intelligence platform in New Zealand. Has a lot of those things that you're involved with, have they popped up so far in the competition?
Yeah, little bits of little bits of everything. Yeah, sort of just putting them together where I could. But yeah, it's hard to know how much helped.
I'll get you to move just a little closer forward for that mic. There we go. And what was it? Was there anything that you looked at and you thought, I should probably have studied that, but that won't come up, and then it came up?
Yeah, there were a few things actually. Yeah, sort of, you don't know when to start and when to stop, so yeah, it makes it a bit challenging.
It does make it challenging. Hey, but look, we're across the entire field of agriculture. The most important thing, had a good time?
Yeah, it's been really good, thanks.
Brilliant. A round of applause for Chris Poole. All right, from the Martin Club in that region of regions, Taraman, let's welcome David Reesby. Almost the work experience boy, only 21 years old, David. What has been the highlight over the last couple of days for you? Because it was your first regional final, and suddenly here you are in the grand final.
Oh, just the ability to sit in the seat's been pretty amazing. All the help that I've had to get to this point, yeah, pretty cool.
Marvellous.
It's good
Hey,
to
look,
see the family and friends come out. So
where are they? Where are the family and friends?
oh, they're everywhere.
Hey, look, you took out as well the title of the 2022 Manawatu Dairy Trainee of the Year. What is it about getting involved in entering things that really drives you?
I just like putting myself out there, really. You've got to take some criticism and you take a lot of learnings out of it. So
Marvellous. What's the most challenging part of the last, 4 or 5 days been?
all those penalties and how many Coomera's I had to peel.
Was it you? Well, I think it was you. I saw someone peeling Coomera's with a speed beyond which I thought was humanly possible. Might have been Tom, actually. Pretty fast in the wrist as a peeler. I don't know. Not exactly what I meant. Always forget I'm dealing with a rural audience. Hey, and what do you think when one of those penalties happened? Did anyone give you any sort of coaching about what happens when you get pinged for something and you've got to go and do something else and it distracts your focus? Did you have a strategy?
Run as fast as I could.
Well, you ran pretty jolly fast. Let's see how you do in the quiz. A round of applause for David Reesby. All right, from the Tasman region, the Dunsandel Club, it's Johnny Brown. Johnny Brown, long way from Dunsandel to Whangarei. What's happened for you over the last few days?
Oh shit, it's been busy.
Because you see this little edited highlight package, but for you guys yesterday, for people who maybe weren't there, what time did you start on the course yesterday morning?
We're on the tools at 7:30.
And we went all the way through till 3. What was the most challenging part of the day for you?
Trying to get my farmlet done.
For people who didn't see it, what did that involve?
3 hot wires, 1 cold wire, 2 lots of rails, a steel gate, a tape gate, and a water trough. And dog kennel.
No, dog kennel. So just really, it's a pretty ordinary day for a Dunsandel dairy farmer, I would imagine.
Oh, well, if you saw my dog kennel, you'll realise that I don't really like dogs, and that's the kennel they got.
Not everyone can be successful at everything. What's been the highlight for you, Johnny Brown? Because we've seen you, you've been a great competitor across 4 regional finals. Love seeing your name coming up as a regional finalist, and here you are in a grand final. What's the highlight been?
Meeting these good buggers that I'm sitting alongside tonight. It's been a real highlight. They're awesome dudes.
Again, what a lot of people may not be aware of is once you win those regional finals, you actually do spend quite a lot of time together before you come together for this grand final week.
Yeah, we got together for 48 hours in Christchurch and had our photos taken and talked some smack and hydrated appropriately. And then we've had a bit of banter on Snapchat going since.
Bit of banter on Snapchat, all right. Get amongst the banter on Snapchat. All the very best, Johnny Brown. Round of applause for Johnny Brown. From the Tikakino Club, East Coast region, Mark Wallace. Mark Wallace, you are, I noticed it yesterday, and I'm just going to say this, you are a superb physical specimen. You're clearly getting a lot of physical work on the farm, but also with that background in veterinary medicine. Did all of that come into play? Did it work out for you over the last couple of days?
I don't really think there was a lot of betting going on out there, but not many animals to be seen, but every little bit helps.
Every little bit helps. Hey, what's the highlight been for you over the last, 48 hours or so?
I actually quite enjoyed the speeches last night. It was a good test.
That was a great test, actually. And for those of you who didn't see them, you got to choose a topic, got a couple of weeks to put it together, and you got to expound it. For people who never saw them last night, what did you speak about?
I talked about the pros and cons of using genetic modification to lower our methane emissions.
It was great. You could write any thoughts of going and writing a master's on it? Because there was a lot of quality information in your presentation.
No, I don't want to talk about it again, to be honest.
Boom, correct answer. Hey, you're spending time currently on the family farm. You've got the sheep, the beef, the cropping. You've got the veterinary background. Did you feel as if you were coming into this pretty well-rounded? Anywhere that you looked at over the last couple of days and thought, oh, that was somewhere where I could have done a little bit more, or I'm not as familiar with that as maybe some of the other competitors?
Yeah, I'd practiced quite a few sessions on dairy plant, and then I got to the dairy plant and didn't seem to know a lot about it. So,
look, it happens to everyone. It is one of those things, and again, you can do as much practice and research as you like, and then on the day suddenly something weird goes on. But hey, have you had a good time?
Yeah, it's been great.
Great, because we've had a great time entertaining you as well. A round of applause for Mark Wallace from Tikakino. Another first-time competitor, someone who was not a first-time competitor, no stranger to the stage, from the Northern Region, Auckland City Club, Mr. Tim Danjan. Tim Danjan, we often talk about the urban-rural divide, but you've blanketed, you covered all of that. You live in a beautiful place at Hobson Point and continue to farm out at Muriwai. How important is that kind of blend of the rural and the urban been in the competition?
Oh, really important, and I sort of don't believe there's such a divide that you talk about, Raider.
Neither do I.
Yeah, if anyone's exposed to it, I think it'll be me, and our urban friends love our products and champion our systems, I believe.
They absolutely do. Hey, what's the highlight of the last couple of days been for you? Because we've seen you, in regional finals before. How are you finding it in the grand final?
Oh, it's a different level for sure, but the support's just been overwhelming, really. It's extremely humbling, and it just shows how great the agricultural community is.
And what's been the most challenging part of the last couple of days?
Just keeping the energy levels up. My wife Jenny's done a good job of shoving food down me and keeping me hydrated for sure, so that's played a huge part in it.
It's great, because I saw you seem to be very adept at throwing a knife at a fish.
Yeah, don't get as much fishing in as I'd like to, but yeah, have done a couple.
Exactly, and that off-farm time's important. So most difficult part of the last couple of days?
Probably started to fade towards the end of the modules yesterday a little bit, I think, but the support sort of picked me back up when we got back to our farmlet, and then the agri-sports was awesome. It was
awesome, and I'll tell you what, it's a gruelling way. You've got all those mental challenges through the day, as well as the farmlet, then you've got an hour on the farmlet, and then straight into what was a very gruelling physical course. How were you feeling last night?
I was energised, but I must have been running on adrenaline because I crashed and had an awesome sleep.
Well, you're going to probably sleep well tonight as well, I imagine, or late tomorrow, depending on how long the festivities go. A great competitor. Please, a round of applause for Tim Danjan. From the Upper Waitaki Club, the Oldingie region, Mr. Tom Adkins. Hello, Tom.
G'day.
Look, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm feeling really excited, eh?
Look, you know, I know, because literally every time I've looked at you over the last 48 hours, you've got this wonderful look of sort of content surprise on your face. As if you sort of can't believe that you're here, and then you look around and that big smile lights the place up. You look like you've been having a great time.
Oh, yeah, no, it's been all right.
What's been... Getting amongst it on the snaps. What's been the most challenging part of the last couple of days?
Oh, I'm not much of a machinery operator, did struggle on the digger and the tractor a wee bit, but yeah.
What? Not so great the machinery, but you look after a lot of stock, 4,000 ewes, 400 breeding cows, various other things. Real strengths, anything that you thought really fell into your wheelhouse?
Oh, no. It was a good day to be a dairy farmer on the Thursday. I felt pretty comfortable in the second half of the farmlet. I was pretty stoked with my progress there. Yeah, I had a good time.
Great, that is the main thing. And the absolute highlight of the whole thing for you up until this point?
Oh, these 6 great lads to my left here. It's been really good getting to know them, and we've just been really supportive. It's been bloody good.
Brilliant. I tell you what, there they are. They sit at this moment as 7 friends, but in about 3 seconds' time, they're going to be 7 very fearsome competitors as they struggle and fight to attain the title of the FMG Young Farmer of the Year for 2022. Let us now have a round of applause for Tom Adkins. I personally had no doubt that the Northern region was going to put on a cracker of a grand final here in Whangarei, and that is exactly what they did. Let's have a look at the highlights from all 3 levels of the contest over the last few days.
It's a huge honour for us to be welcoming you for the Young Farmer Finals.
massive thank you as well to everyone who put all of those magnificent modules together, for everyone from the Agri Kids through to the FMG Juniors to our seniors here as well. I thought it was a day of crackingly good modules. And how good was the organising committee? We were standing in a field for a couple of the first head-to-head, and they gave us all these beautifully laminated judging briefing notes and what was going on. I said, oh, I wish I'd laminated my contestants' bios, and someone said, we'll go and laminate that now. They tottered off, they came back with a beautifully laminated contestant bio sheet. I thought that is a mark of a great organising committee. What about a round of applause for everybody involved? All right, the quiz, let's crack into it. One of them wants to find out who, well, they all want to find out who's going to win. It is time at the FMG Young Farmer of the Year, Season 54, for the quiz. Here is what's going to happen. I'm going to ask them questions, they are going to answer. You and the crowd are going to say absolutely nothing. Nobody is going to mouth an answer, whisper an answer, mumble an answer, and heaven forbid you should yell an answer out. The noise does travel up here. Many of you have seen how angry I get when I hear an answer. Very angry. So do not yell anything out. If there is anyone who is mumbling answers at a table, ask them to be quiet. If we hear an answer, what happens is we stop, we find out who it was that said the answer. They are, I'm going to use the word, invited to leave, and they do not get back in. They don't get back in for dinner, they don't get back into the awards, they don't get back into the after party. You are gone from the room if you yell out an answer. Is that understood? Thank you. You don't want to see me angry. All right. If you have a phone, now is the time to turn it on to silent, and just please as well, let's refrain from getting up and down during the quiz. The bar is closed. If you really do need to get up and use the facilities, please wait till the end of a round, pop back, use them, and then just wait there until we have ended the round again. We don't want anyone walking around and distracting people as we head into the quiz. Oh, shivers. This is an important day. I skipped right past it because I was so excited to get to the quiz. Who wants to see the leaderboard? I'm still at work experience. You see, I was just waiting for a moment of dramatic tension. What you don't know is how close the competition is. None of us do. We haven't put the points up. But as you know, I have seen this competition in the past decided by less than half a point. At a couple of regionals, I remember the difference between first and fourth with less than 2 points. That is how close it will be after a few days. That is the position on the leaderboard, but we don't know how close any of those people are with their points. That is the last time we shall see the leaderboard. We will see the points from each of the rounds as we go through. Thanks, Danny. I got just too excited to get to the quiz. All right, here we go. The quiz. Are you all good, gentlemen? Here we go. Round number 1. Primary industry round. This is a quick buzzer round. The contestants are going to be asked 20 different questions. Any contestant can buzz in to answer, but they must wait for me to call their names before they answer, or they will lose the point. Once I say their name, they have 4 seconds to answer. They get 1 point for a correct answer. They lose a point for an incorrect answer. They also lose a point if they have hesitated past that 4-second hesitation buzzer as well. So we have checked all of our buzzers prior to the show. A reminder to the crowd, nice and quiet during these. Let us now give them one more big round of applause as we head into the first of the quiz rounds. Here we go. Remember, wait for me to call your name. In relation to the environment, what does ETS stand for, Chris?
Emissions Trading Scheme.
Yes. What is the most common variety of kiwi fruit grown in, David?
Hayward.
Yes. How soon after a cattle movement does it need to be recorded, Johnny?
48 hours.
Yes. What is the beef and lamb NZ levy for sheep, Tim?
70 cents.
No. Who holds the record for the most championship wins in the Golden Shears? David.
David Fagan.
Yes. What is calcium carbonate, commonly known as? Alex.
Lime.
Yes. What does the phrase caveat emptor mean? Tim.
Buyer beware.
That will do. What depth would you soil sample a paddock, Chris?
750.
For maize, 150 was the answer we were looking for. Forino is a blend of what 2 fibres? Mark.
Possum and merino.
Yes, that is correct. What disease can you get by inhaling spores from potting mix? David?
Legionnaires.
Yes. In relation to irrigation, what does MAD, M-A-D, stand for? In relation to irrigation, M-A-D. Chris?
Maximum application depth.
No. What town is known as the sharing capital of New Zealand, David?
Tikawiti.
Yes. What does OECD stand for, Alex?
Organisation for Economic Cooperation and Development.
Brilliant, that is right. What is the minimum age for transporting a bobby calf off farm? Johnny?
4 days, 96 hours.
4 days is good enough for me. What gas is used to extend the shelf life of products? Tom?
Carbon dioxide.
Yes. What certification is required for the export of meat to Muslim countries? Johnny?
Halal.
Yes. Which elemental deficiency causes hollow stem in cauliflower? Chris?
Boron.
Yes. In relation to animal tracing, what does EID? Chris?
Electronic identification.
EID?
Yeah.
Judges, we need all of it, I think, don't we? Yes. The Simmental breed of cattle originated from Tom?
Switzerland.
Yes. Final question. Which carpet manufacturer committed in 2000, David?
Cavalier Brenworth.
In 21 to producing carpet made only from wool? Cavalier Brenworth was the answer. Here are the ones we missed. Tim, the beef and lamb NZ levy for sheep meat, 75 cents for that. The depth you would soil sample a paddock for maize, 150 was the answer we wanted there. MAD, management or maximum allowable deficit or depletion, it's quite a mouthful. Electronic identification device. And that was it. Round of applause for all of our contestants. We have no shortage of contestants in this competition from Massey or Lincoln. Let us now have a look at one of our favourite universities. They lead the charge in groundbreaking research, Massey University.
Massey University is Aotearoa, New Zealand's #1 ranked university for agriculture. Agriculture and horticulture drive our economy. And at Massey University, we partner with industry to ensure our world-leading research and teaching is focused on developing future farm systems that are innovative, sustainable, and both environmentally and animal welfare friendly. Our students experience world-renowned work-integrated learning programs designed to produce graduates in high demand, both nationally and internationally.
All right, how did we do in the round? Have we got the scores? Round 1 points. There they are. So Chris dropped back 1, David picked up 5, 2 for Alex, Johnny got 3, Mark got 1, Tim stayed where he was, Tom picked up 2. Round of applause for the contestants. All right, round number 2, the rapid fire round. You're familiar with this one. Each contestant has 30 seconds to answer a maximum of 8 questions. No other contestants can buzz in during this round. There is 1 point for a correct answer. You do not lose a point for an incorrect answer. You can pass on a question, but if you pass on a question, we cannot come back to it, okay? Because you don't lose a point, it's worth having a guess, even if you don't know. If you really don't know, pass and we'll move on. We'll get as many of those 8 through as we can. At the end of 30 seconds, I'm going to stop answering the questions as soon as the buzzer sounds. If I've started a question, I'll stop and you have the opportunity to have a go at that question, okay? All good. Really important in the crowd that during this 30-second round, you are absolutely silent. All right, Alex Field. How you doing?
Yeah, good.
Good. You are relaxed. Your 30 seconds. Alex Field starts now. What is interdigital dermatitis commonly known as?
Dandruff.
No. What is the highest grade of velvet?
Spike Ray 1.
No. In relation to calf rearing, what does CMR stand for?
Pass.
What is the scientific name for red deer?
Cervus elephantis.
Yes, that is good. What is the plant growth regulator found in Ravensdown Express?
Pass.
Who is the president of Federated Farmers?
Andrew Hoggett.
Yes.
David Parker.
Oh, what are the chances of that? Absolutely zero. But I mean, there's still a possibility. Hey, great round. Round of applause for Alex Field. Let's see how you are on. Interdigital dermatitis is commonly known as foot rot. Super A is the highest grade of velvet. Calf milk replacer is CMR in relation to calf rearing. Gibberellic acid is the plant growth regulator found in Ravensdown Express. That is how we got on. Has it changed? Question 2 is correct. That is the great thing about having Eric Roy as a judge. Boy, oh boy, does he know his dear. Guess what?
It's my grade 1.
We've got it. You picked up that point for question number 2. Thank you, Eric. Congratulations to Alex. Let's make a note of that score. A round of applause for Alex Field. Thank you, Eric. All right, Chris Poole. Your 30 seconds starts now. What country in the world produces the most wool?
New Zealand.
No. What is the scientific name for Barber's pole worm?
Contortus honkomonkus.
Judges. In velvet terms, what does OG mean?
Pass.
In relation to dairy, what does a bactoscan test for?
Bacteria.
More specific.
Bacteria not killed in the plant wash.
Judges, yep. What is the scientific name of the cabbage tree?
Cordyline.
What is the calcium sulfate more common? You can answer that last question.
Superphosphate.
Gypsum is the answer. So the scientific name for a cabbage tree, I was giving a little option. It's Cordyline australis is what we needed for that. And how do we go with the second one? It's Homunculus cautortus is the name. No, got the no from that. So the country that the world produces the most wool is Australia. Scientific name for Barber's pole worm, as we said, is Homunculus contortus. OG in velvet terms is overgrown. In relation to dairy, what does the bactoscan test for? Live bacteria in milk. I think we pretty much kind of got there in the end. A round of applause for Chris Poole. It's often a little bit more to some of these answers. I will try to give you a prompt if we need just a bit more. David Reesby, how you doing?
Very good.
Good. Hey, and there was just a little bit of noise coming from somewhere. I don't know if it's the kitchen or somewhere, but it just was a little bit distracting. If someone wants to just, if they hear it, find out what it was and make it go away. All right, David, your 30 seconds starts now. What is the sulfur percentage of Ravensdown's DAP?
12.
No. Who produces the most sheep meat in the world?
Australia.
No. What does American foul brood disease affect?
Bees.
Yes. In relation to velvet, what does LT mean?
Lateral tine.
No. What does the freezing point in milk test for?
Water content.
Yes. What is the botanical name for the Scotch thistle? No idea?
Yes, I do. Cesium vulgara.
Are we going to give it to him? I mean, it's right. Well, the question was asked before the buzzer. Didn't get the answer in. There was time before the buzzer. I'll let the judges decide on that as we go through them. It was more than 4 seconds. There's not really a 4-second rule, but it was after the buzzer, so let the judges decide. What is the sulfur percentage of Ravensdown's DAP? 1%. The most sheep meat in the world is produced by China. In relation to velvet, LT means long top. And yes, Cesium vulgare is the botanical name for Scotch thistle. The judges can decide if the point is awarded as we go to Johnny Brown. How you doing, Johnny Brown?
We're all right, yeah.
Good. All right. Good. Oh, have you? Great. If the question is asked completely before the buzzer, they're allowed to answer as well. And if I've started it, they can have a guess as well. All right, great. Johnny Brown, your 30 seconds starts now. Who was the New Zealander of the Year in 2022?
Mike King.
No. What is the botanical name for the Californian thistle?
Pass.
In relation to soils, what does ASC stand for?
Anion storage capacity.
Yes. In fecal egg assessment, what does EPG stand for?
Pass.
In velvet terms, what does HH mean?
Pass.
In cows, what mineral deficiency causes milk fever?
Calcium.
Yes. How many teats should a milking sheep have?
2.
Yes. What is the chemical symbol for tin?
Pass.
SN was the answer we were looking for. The reason I say that is because you got through the questions nice and fast. Gave up the ones you didn't know, got to the ones you did. Beautiful round. So, 2022 New Zealander of the Year, Tātipini O'Regan. The botanical name for the Californian thistle, Cercium arvens. In fecal egg assessment, EPG is eggs per gram. In velvet terms, HH means hard horn. So, those were the ones we had. A round of applause for Johnny Brown. All right, judges good? Yep. Mark Wallace would have set a few tests over your years going through to get your veterinary science degree.
Quite a few.
How does this one stack up?
I don't normally do them in front of a crowd, so.
They're not really a spectator sport, but maybe they should be. All right. Hey, all the very best, Mark Wallace. Your 30 seconds starts now. What is the botanical name for red clover?
Trifolium pretens.
Yes. Who is the special trade envoy for New Zealand?
Mike Peterson.
No. In relation to sheep dip, what does IGR stand for?
Insect growth regulator.
Yes. In fertiliser terms, what does CAN stand for?
Calcium ammonium nitrate.
Yes. What element is commonly used to reduce facial eczema?
Zinc.
Yes. Which country is the world's largest producer of farmed venison?
New Zealand.
Yes. In relation to nutrition, what does NDF stand for?
Neutral detergent fibre.
Absolutely correct. I don't know how your other exams have gone, but the fact that you're doing this in front of a crowd and doing so well, maybe you want to take a crowd along next time you need to do an exam. That was a cracker of a round. The one that you didn't get, and it is a difficult one, the special trade envoy for New Zealand, Mel Poulton, was the answer we were looking for. You got the rest, you only had one more to go, so what was that, 6? It's got 6, that's brilliant. I think it was. A round of applause for Mark Wallace. Tim Dangen's had a lot of experience with this particular round, haven't you, Tim?
A little bit.
A little bit? All right, my friend. Your 30 seconds starts now. In relation to milk, what does the abbreviation FEI mean?
Feed Evaluation Index.
No. What is the scientific name for the sheep?
Pass.
Who is the CEO of Dairy NZ?
Jim Vanderpool.
No. How long in days is the estrus cycle of a sheep?
150.
No. In fertiliser terms, what does ASN stand for?
Pass.
What colour does blood change to with nitrate?
Brown.
Yes. What hormone triggers velvet growth?
Pass.
Pass? All right, boom. It was testosterone. You get a little bit of velvet on when you've got the testosterone. In relation to milk, what does the abbreviation FEI mean? It was Fat Evaluation Index. The scientific name for sheep, Ovis aries, the CEO of Dairy NZ, is Tim Mackle. The estrus cycle of a sheep, I'm sure there are plenty of sheep farmers that wish it was as long as that, I don't know, but it's 17 days. I would have accepted anywhere between 14 and 19, and ammonium sulfate nitrate is what ASN stands for in food. Are we being invaded by Fiji? What was that? That's weird. All right. It was. Where did we get to? And you got the rest of a round of applause for Tim Dangen. Is it the road? Oh, it's a helicopter place next door. Oh, great work. For a moment, I thought I was having a stroke. All right. Tom Adkins.
G'day, g'day.
G'day, g'day, my smiling friend. How you doing?
Yeah, we'll give it a crack, eh?
Let's give it a crack. Otherwise, we're just going to stand around here awkwardly for quite a long time and then dinner will come out cold. Tom Adkins. Your 30 seconds starts now. Within how long should velvet be frozen after removal?
4 hours.
No. In relation to milk, what does the abbreviation MUN mean?
Pass.
How long in days is the estrus cycle of a cow?
24.
Yes. What is the scientific name for fodder beet?
Beta vulgaris.
Yes. Regarding irrigation, what does SMD stand for?
Pass.
Which elemental deficiency causes goiter?
Iodine.
Yes. What is the chemical symbol for cobalt?
C-O. C-O.
C-O is your answer.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom Adkins, because the chemical symbol for cobalt is CO. Not freezing a lot of velvet down your way. 30 minutes is how long velvet should be frozen after removal. 30 minutes is the answer we wanted. In relation to milk, the abbreviation MUN means milk, urea, nitrogen. With the estrus cycle, it's 21 days. I could accept anywhere between 17 and 24. You got that one right. And regarding irrigation, SMD stands for soil moisture deficit. A round of applause for Tom Adkins. All right, how great was it to see those wonderful New Holland tractors out there yesterday? They are magnificent. We love having them on board. New Holland is an organisation on a mission to find smarter, better, faster ways to make technology simple, accessible and easy to use. We love having them in our sponsor family. Here is the New Holland video.
Farming, it's a whole new world. It's making new agricultural innovations work for you. It's putting new technologies to work to get more from every square centimetre. It's the people who are beside you every step of the way. It's new ways to farm more. With the strength of an agricultural giant behind everything you do. It's a new world of farmers doing things new. New Holland, the strength behind you.
Brilliant. All right, the judges have had their deliberations. Let's see where we ended up with the scores at the end of round 2. How did we go? So, Alex picked up 3, Chris picked up 1, David and Johnny picked up 3, Mark picked up 6, Tim picked up 1, Tom picked up 4. Round of applause for the contestants. All right, round number 3. It's an agricultural round. Each contestant will be asked one agricultural question and given the opportunity to answer. If that contestant can answer their question correctly, they get 3 points. If they answer their question incorrectly, they do not lose a point. Any other contestant can buzz in at any time. If they think they know the answer, whosever question it is, they get the chance to answer first. But if you buzz in and think you know it, by all means, we will come to you. You must wait for me to call your name. If you get it, if the person whose question it is gets it wrong or can't answer, I'll come to you. If you get it right and you buzz in, you get 2 points. But if you get it wrong, you drop 2 points, okay? Just a reminder, you can buzz in and put the pressure on people. I don't think the actual buzzers are going to go, but if you hit your thing, it'll light up and I'll know, and I'll come to you after the person has had their chance to answer. Reminder, nice and quiet in the crowd as we go to Alex Field. Alex, your question for 3 points. What is the chemical name for 1080?
Sodium multifluorocarbonate.
No. Whose buzzer? Did that buzzer? It was Tim. Tim?
Sodium monofluoroacetate.
Sodium monofluoroacetate is the answer we were looking for. Alex, you knew it. Gosh, it's tough, this competition. Chris Poole. How long does it take for a livestock farm to become certified organic?
3 years.
3 years. Young Tom thinks he knows as well. What would you say, young Tom?
I would say 3 years too.
You would, because it's absolutely right. Chris Poole takes the 3 points. David Reesby. What is the main vector of barley yellow dwarf virus?
Aphids.
Aphids. You were going to say that too? Yep. Weren't you? Yes, it is aphids. Aphids is absolutely right. Johnny Brown. What mineral deficiency causes grass staggers?
Magnesium.
Magnesium is right. We don't need to go to you, Tom. You buzzed in as well. Nice one. Mark Wallace. What substance do bees use to seal small gaps in their hive?
Propylene.
Sorry?
Propylene.
Propylene. No. Tim
Propolis.
is the answer we were looking for. Tim, your question. Photosynthesis is the process that converts what two elements into sugar?
Carbon dioxide and nitrous oxide.
No. Chris.
Sunlight and carbon.
Carbon dioxide and water were the answers we were looking for. Tom Adkins. What was the latest endophyte brought to the market by Grasslands?
AR-37.
I don't even know what an endophyte is, but I can read, and what I'm reading in my answer is AR-37! Tom Adkins, boy savant. All right. That is why, my friends, it is worth having a guess. That is the end of that round. We've got another version of that coming up very soon. What about a round of applause for everyone? All right, a lot of us, I didn't. I went there once just for a day, but it is a great university. Here is Lincoln.
Te whare waraka o Aura. Lincoln University's story begins with farming, but it doesn't end there. Lincoln's specialist programs focus on cultivating a sustainable future for some of the country's largest export sectors, including dairy, meat, horticulture, wine and tourism, while managing their impact and protecting the environment and resources. Students grow their potential in a world-class learning and research environment that prioritises nurturing the earth and fostering manaakitaka amongst the entire Lincoln whānau. Lincoln graduates and researchers have the expertise to make meaningful contributions to society, growing solutions to real-world problems for the benefit of future generations. Come to Lincoln University, a place to grow.
Brilliant. It kind of looks so good. I might go and enroll as one of those weird adult students. Mooch around campus. All right. Thank you, Lincoln. What a great university and a great institution. And we've had a lot of great competitors come from Lincoln. Let us see how the points stack up. Who picked up points? Oh, look at that. Tim Danjan picked 4. Tom got 3. Johnny got 3. David got 3. Chris got 1. A round of applause for the competitors. All right, there was a little bit of movement out during that, so if anyone is coming back, we'll just hold them at the back door as we go to the photo identification round. We're going to look at 8 different photographs. I'm going to ask a question about each one. Any contestant can buzz in. A reminder, you must wait for me to call your name before you answer. 1 point for a correct answer. You drop a point for an incorrect answer. Once I call your name, 4 seconds to answer, or if you haven't answered within that 4 seconds, you drop a point as well. Nice and quiet in the crowd as we go to the first of the questions. Who is this man? David?
Miles Hurrell.
Yes. What breed of cattle is this? Tim?
Belgian Blue.
Yes. This is the logo of which New Zealand company? Johnny?
Halter.
Yes. Which organisation is this woman the chief executive of? Mark?
Hort NZ.
Yes. What is this weed? Chris?
Velvet weed, velvet leaf.
Yes. Who wrote this excellent book? Alex?
Kate Taylor.
Yes, she did. Which organisation does this tagline belong to? Mark?
Farmstrong.
Yes. Which town is this located in? Chris?
Taihape.
Boom. Everyone got them. Nice one. Gosh, I don't know if you can hear it down there, but I can hear an absolute pitter-patter of hands hitting those buzzers as we go through. Brilliant. All right, I'll tell you what, who gets things through, it's PTS Logistics. Let's have a look at their video.
Service and quality have no boundary. Commitment and integrity combined with sustainability are the core values here at PTS Logistics. Our highly experienced team focused on innovation ensure outstanding efficiency. Our bespoke transportation equipment was developed locally for our domestic agricultural and construction industries, and to cope with the demands of New Zealand's unique and challenging landscape. Aligning our core values, PTS is dedicated to delivering maximum service without compromising safety. Incorporating safety by design with cutting-edge engineering. We've eliminated the need for dedicated loading bays. And we can accommodate all configurations to maximise load efficiency. Utilising our nationwide branch network, we provide a complete end-to-end logistics and warehousing solution. We embrace our community responsibilities here at PTS Group with family values at our core. PTS Logistics deliver in full, on time, within specification. Your proud brands in our safe hands.
Brilliant. Great to see our wonderful New Hollands up there as well, in case, of course, part of the C&H International brand portfolio that encompasses New Holland and Case. All right, round 4, the points, let's have a look at them. A real spread, I would imagine. Alex picked up 1, Chris 2, David and Johnny picked up 1 each, Mark picked up 2, Tim picked up 2, Tom remained where he was. A round of applause for the contestants as we go to round 5 of 6. We are familiar with how this one works. Again, it is an agricultural round. Again, I'm going to ask each contestant a question. If they get it right, they get 3 points. If they get it wrong, they do not lose any points. Everybody else has the chance to buzz in. If they get the opportunity to answer the question, once they have buzzed in, they will pick up 2. If they get it wrong, they drop 2. All right, all clear? Great. Nice and quiet in the crowd as we go to this last individual round. Alex Field. In relation to artificial insemination, what is the hormone released from cedars?
Estrogen.
No. Mark.
Progesterone.
That is absolutely right. Chris Paul. Superphosphate is made by reacting which 2 products together?
Phosphate and sulfur.
Need to be more specific, don't we, judges? Got more information?
Reactive phosphate rock and sulfur.
No. I'm going to go to Johnny.
Phosphate rock and sulfuric acid.
Is the answer I was looking for. Nice one, Johnny. David Reesby. What unit of measurement describes the cumulative heat requirement of a crop?
Humidity?
No. Alex.
Growing degree day.
Growing degree day is what we're after. Johnny Brown. When irrigating, how many cubic metres of water are required to apply 1 millimetre to a hectare of land?
1 cubic metre.
No. Tim.
10 cubic metres.
Is the answer we were looking for. Mark Wallace. What is the main bacteria that causes environmental mastitis?
E. coli.
No, Johnny.
Streptococcus uberis.
Is the answer we were looking for. Absolutely right. Tim Danjan. Name the largest stomach chamber of a bovine receiving only milk.
Abermason.
Tom, what were you going to say?
Abermason.
Brilliant. Abermason is the answer we wanted for. Tim, you pick up the point. Down the far end, Tom Adkins, your question. What is the main form of control for the disease take all? Take all. Main form of control for the disease take all.
Zinc.
No, Mark.
Crop hygiene.
Crop rotation is what we were looking for. So that's what we'll go to the judge. I'm sure the judges will. Yep. Good. That is the end of that dramatically tense round. A round of applause for everybody. There's one of the bikes there. We saw them being ridden around through the place. I've got one of their excellent generators at home, just in case the power goes off. Here's Honda.
So as far back as I can remember, we've had Hondas going on 20 plus years.
I've never tried any other brands. I've always had Hondas, so that's 40 years of straight Hondas. They just keep going.
The engineering on the Honda is really, really impressive. It's simple yet effective, and I think that's one of the major reasons why they're so rock solid reliable.
I'll definitely stay with Honda. The service is second to none that we're getting.
We've just had such a good rep with the local dealership.
We always get such great service.
They're easy to maintain and cheap to maintain, and they're just bulletproof.
Every day I jump on, crank it up and away we go, and never have any problems. It's great.
Oh, I always love that. I mean, it's a beautiful showcase of New Zealand, but you don't get more Southland than Logan Wallace and Nigel Woodhead at the end of that. Brilliant. Hey, what about a round of applause for all of our contestants as we go into the final round. Here are where the points were from round 5. How did we go in round 5? Let's have a look. Oh, we're still adding it. We got points for round 5, James? Not yet? Shall I wait for them or shall we crack into the next round? Shall I fill? All right. Many of us can sit in the crowd. I want to tell you this because once you sit up here, we know that they know the answers to many of these questions. And once you're up here with the lights and the pressure, it's incredibly difficult to answer this. You'll see many of them providing an answer, and when they realise it's not the right one, they shake their heads afterwards. It is a hugely stressful thing. But I tell you what, every one of these young people who enter the FMG Young Farmer of the Year, they all come out much better people and much better farmers afterwards. So let us all give the contestants one more round of applause. The only thing that is going to be standing between them and their dinner is this final round. We really appreciate it. We don't have a great competition without having a whole lot of individuals stand up and say, you know what, I'll have a bit of a crack. I'll put myself up against my peers. I'll do a whole lot of extra work that I don't need to do while I'm doing my actual job, and I'm going to appear in this competition. How did they do in round 5? Let us see. So, Johnny Brown picked up 4 points. Alex got 2. Tim got 5. Boom. Let's go. Round of applause for them. All right. 1 round to go. 20 questions. It is a quick buzzer round. Any contestant can buzz in to answer, but they must wait for me to call their name. Once I've said their name, they've got 4 seconds to answer. In this particular round, gentlemen, 2 points for a correct answer, but if you buzz in and you answer incorrectly or do not answer before the hesitation, you will drop 2 points, okay? I'll provide all the correct answers at the end of the round, nice and quiet in the room. We are going to roll up through this one. Gentlemen, the beginning of your 20 questions. The first question. By what year does New Zealand aim to be carbon neutral? David?
2050.
Yes. For human health reasons, what disease are dairy herds annually vaccinated? Johnny?
Leptospirosis.
Yes. When selecting Pinus radiata, what do the letters DR represent? Mark?
Growth.
No. What is the most common disease found in ovine stock in New Zealand? Alex?
Intestinal worms.
No. The pH of meat is determined largely by what acid? Alex?
Amino acid.
No. What are male honeybees also known as? David?
Drones.
Yes. Who holds the 9-hour strong wool lamb shearing record? David?
Jack Fagan.
No. Which microscopic organisms form the basis of marine and freshwater food chains? Mark?
Plankton.
Yes. How many electorates are there in New Zealand? How many electorates? Nobody? All right, question 10. At least how far away from an ignition source is petrol to be stored? Tim?
15 metres.
Yes. What is the loss of ammonium as ammonia gas? Alex?
Volatilisation.
Absolutely right. Aphanomyces is a disease of what? Aphanomyces. Anyone? No. Which key element is essential in the formation of plant and animal proteins? Mark?
Nitrogen.
Yes. What name is given to the protein in wheat which enables a loaf of bread to rise? Tim?
Durham.
No. What is the most common gas in our atmosphere? Alex?
Nitrogen.
Yes. What is the system of training fruit trees along flat surfaces called? Tim?
Creeping.
No. What is the main ingredient in guacamole? Chris?
Avocado.
Yes. Which furniture manufacturer brought sheep and beef farms to produce, Tom?
Cavalier and Bremworth.
No. Take all, loose smut, and gloom blotch are diseases which affect which type of or family of plants, David?
Cereals.
Absolutely right, and in time. Who is the ambassador for Farm Strong? Chris?
Sam Whitelock.
Yes, he is. Boom, it's done. We saved some of the tough ones for the end. When selecting Pinus radiata, what do the letters DR represent? You're putting the farm under some pines soon. You're probably going to know this. And never forget it, Dothostroma resistant is the answer we were looking for. The most common disease found in ovine stock in New Zealand, I would have accepted pleurisy or pneumonia. If it weren't for our gumboots, where would we be? The pH of meat is determined largely by what acid? It is lactic acid. Who holds the 9-hour strong wool lamb shearing record? Congratulations to Stuart Connor. He holds that. There are arguably too many electorates in New Zealand, but for now we're going to have 71. That's what we were looking for. Aphanomyces is a disease of peas. The name given to the protein in wheat, which enables a lot of people, enables a loaf of bread to rise. Many people are intolerant of it. It is gluten. The system of training fruit trees along flat surfaces, you can put some on the deck of the apartment there, Tim. Espalier is the answer we were looking for. Which furniture manufacturer bought sheep and beef farms to produce their own wool? Big Save was what we wanted. Those were all of the answers. What about a round of applause for all of the contestants? Woo. We are not going to show you the rounds from the last score, just in case some of you are trying to do the maths and figure it out. We're going to keep that a secret. We're going to announce the scores later on in the evening. So, that is the end of the challenges. Very soon, our contestants can go back and join their friends, their family, their supporters at the table for dinner. It's important to note and to thank A to Z Catering for preparing tonight's meal. And let's show some love for the wait staff tonight. They are hospitality students from People Potential who strive for hospitality excellence. What about a round of applause for them? What a job! For those of you who have never worked in hospo, I spend a lot of time being waited upon by people around the country. Oh, check my privilege. And I tell you what, it is absolutely hard work. There are some people out there who are difficult customers, not me. But look, I take my hats off to anyone in hospo. They've been doing it real tough. And they are, sorry, they are the end. Many of you produce some absolutely fantastic product. And a lot of it is served up by our brilliant hospo staff around the country. We really appreciate them. And a special thanks you to Greenlee as well for sponsoring the meat offered this evening, and for my favourite Vegetable Growers Association, the Northern Wairoa Vegetables Growers Association. They're providing the kumara, which was farmed by Doug Nilsson at Dunsmore Farms. Dinner tonight is an alternate drop. What that means is that there are two options. The one that you want is going to be put in front of the person sitting next to you. You are going to try to enact some trade negotiations. It's not easy. See which one you get. If you've got any dietary requirements, we do know what they are, but just make the staff aware. Dinner's around about an hour and a half or so. The live stream, we're back at about 9 o'clock. Another round of applause for 7 great competitors. Boom, boom. I'm just bloody happy I made it through without losing my voice. Enjoy your dinner, enjoy your camaraderie, enjoy everything there is for the next hour and a half. Get amongst it.
Hey, I'm Harris and I'm a student at Lincoln University. We're a land-based uni, so we focus on food, fibre and the environment. There's a subject for everyone at Lincoln, including agriculture, winemaking, tourism and environmental management. All these industries are super important to the New Zealand economy, and Lincoln is dedicated to making them more sustainable. This means you'll have loads of career opportunities open to you after you graduate. Learn more at lincoln.ac.nz.
Hi, I'm Alice and I'm a student here at Lincoln University. I love the Lincoln campus. It's a great mix of historical and modern buildings. Some have been around since 1878, but we've also got brand new student spaces and world-class learning facilities. Lots of stuff is happening as a part of a plan to increase sustainability and reach carbon zero by 2030. We have the biggest collection of solar panels at any New Zealand uni, charging stations for electric vehicles, bike locky-dockies, public transport and carpooling options. If you do decide to drive to Lincoln, there's lots of free car parking, which is an awesome bonus. Learn more at lincoln.ac.nz.
In New Zealand. This provides farmers various opportunities such as horticulture, dairy farming, and beef farming. There are so many opportunities here at Young Farmers. I'm lucky enough to be the casual farm worker at Donald's Farm, which is owned by Young Farmers. I've also had other opportunities like going to the National Stock Judging Competition. There's opportunities like going to districts and getting involved and just having a lot of fun and meeting great mates. Auckland region is an amazing place to live. There's lots to do in the inner city and even more on the outskirts. From these beautiful East Coast beaches, the wild west coast of Parakahi Beach, where I can take my dogs for an afternoon stroll after finishing for the day. It's great to get off the farm and to relax. It's great positive living in Auckland that there are so many beaches and regional parks close by. Many positives to living in Auckland. One that I really enjoy is having the local canoe ranges on my back doorstep. There are 28 regional parks to explore across the breadth of the region. Another positive is having one of the major international airports on our back doorstep, which allows us to jet off when the borders open. Also, having a city close by provides job opportunities for partners who want to work off farm. Thanks FMG for all your support.
Hey guys, how we doing? My name's Austin and I am a dairy farm assistant here in Waipu, Northland. I'm also part of my local Young Farmers Club. Shout out to Kapara Young Farmers. I made this video basically because I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of what I get up to day to day, as well as outside of work, and some of the cool things I can do in Northland. Enjoy. For me, some of the things I love about the agriculture industry are that no 2 days are the same. On any day I could be working with these girls. My day might have a bit of this. And a bit of this. And a bit of this. But it's not all work here in Northland. I can easily pop in the car, head down, catch some waves, go for a walk on the beach with the dogs, or to come here. Or here. Or come to places like this. And a lot of this. But by far, my favourite thing to do in my spare time is to meet new people, and the easiest way for me to do that is through my local Young Farmers Club. I've made some lifelong friends through Young Farmers, and I think what the organisation is doing for young people in the agriculture industry is second to none. So if you ever thought about joining, jump on the website, see where your local club is, it'll have all the details on there. And just go along, get involved, you won't regret it. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
My first time at Young Farmers was with the TNL Club. After I started, the vice chair role came up. I put my hand up because I liked the atmosphere and wanted to give it a crack. Soon later I found myself with the reins of the whole club, taking on chairman. Due to a series of unfortunate events, the club had dwindled to 3 active members. So we set to it, attracted more members to the club, and at the first AGM, we revamped the executive team, added fresh new faces, and we're ready to take on the world. When head office offered a barbecue prize for the club with the highest district final attendance, I said, right, let's do it. We got in a van, piled every member of the club in, and smashed out 100% attendance. What actually makes me laugh is it acted as a membership drive, and it grew the club. Our Christmas do's were legendary. A decathlon of farming themed challenges. We threw gumboots, fence posts, and jumped hay bales. Our impact on the community grew. A local farmer came to us because he couldn't tail his lambs due to injury within his family. Luckily, we charged into it and got the job done. We also teamed up with the local Lions Club to run a Swede crop competition alongside their hay and baleage sale. A career move caused me to leave the area. From a humble 3 members when I started, there would have been 30 to 40 active members when I left. Some carloads travelled over 3 hours to join in the club. Later I found myself in the Manawatu. The first meeting I made it to was the Māori Young Farmers AGM. What I didn't realise at the time was that the club was progressing through a generational shift. With a new chair elected and what was mostly a new committee, they asked for nominations for vice chair. Turns out I had an itch I hadn't quite scratched. Baptised by fire, I served as an experienced member of the committee and helped out our new chair to turn what could have been a stutter in the club to a fantastic high. Candy floss was made, straw was picked up, and tyres were thrown. And we topped all this off with the greatest event of the year, the club's 80th birthday. The Manawatu district was looking for an inter-club activity, so I had a great idea. Turns out Olympic decathlons were a great success in the north as well as the south. Unfortunately, as I chased every career opportunity I could get my hands on, I was unable to make it onto regional or district committees. Every time I was asked to join, I had to answer, I'm looking to move out of the area. Although my time in each region is brief, the results led me to believe that I made an impact. I wouldn't change a thing about the journey, as it has led to some legendary mates and some great memories. Today I'm called back to Te Anau. It's time to rebuild the club after it folded over COVID. Another group of great people, another challenge to overcome, another chance to leave my footprint.
My name's Jessie Way and I am a member of Inglewood Young Farmers Club in Taranaki and also an elected board member for New Zealand Young Farmers.
Hi, I'm Kenji and I'm from Inglewood Young Farmers.
My club is Inglewood Young Farmers in Taranaki.
My name's Xavier Kirk. I'm 20 years of age, currently a stock manager on a farm in Hawke's Bay. Just recently moved over there. I was shepherding here in the Manawatu, just out of Fielding, and I've been a part of Martin Young Farmers Club for about 2 years now.
So I'm Tegan Pope and I'm part of the Opiki Young Farmers Club here in the Manawatu region.
I'm Kate Stewart, I'm proud chair of Taranaki Manawatu Young Farmers Club, and we're here in friendly Fielding on this stunning day for the Taranaki Manawatu regional final.
So being a New Zealand Young Farmer is actually something that's quite important to me. Grew up in a small rural community in South Taranaki, and being at Massey University, it's kind of allowed me to stay within rural roots, and working at FMG, I'm not on farm every day, so it's an opportunity to touch base with our local farmers, have a bit of a yarn and stay connected to the community.
What it means to be a New Zealand young farmer, I think it's the connections you make. I was just talking to someone earlier today about the friendships that the contestants here will make with one another, going on this journey together, and then also the friends through being on national committee and even on the board. Like, it's just the friendships, the connections. I got a job out of being part of New Zealand Young Farmers because of the connections you've made, the passion you've got for the industry. Like, you can't really buy this. Like, it's pretty special.
Just the collaboration and getting to learn some new skills and making friends.
I've grown up on a farm. Farming's in my blood. It was just a family thing, I suppose, and I was just exposed to it at a young age. Sort of got to high school when they had the teen ag and agri kids, which I got involved in here at Fielding High School. That sort of led into young farmers, and I think it's just a good way to meet people. And like these district comps and regional comps and stuff they have, it's a good way to learn new things, sharpen up on your skills, and it's actually opened a few gateways into other things and other people. So
it's all about the grassroots of young farmers, eh? Like, you meet so many people. I've met a lot of people around the country.
To me it means like connection with other young farmers and just young people in general, and it's given me a lot, and so I enjoy giving back and being involved.
I joined New Zealand Young Farmers so I could go on a trip to Black Forest Station in the South Island. So a few of my friends were part of New Zealand Young Farmers and they were going on a trip, and they said, hey, if you sign up, come along. And I think that was about 90 years ago.
I moved to Taranaki and didn't really know anyone, so I joined the club and made a whole group of mates, and
Friends, actually. Friends were heading along, and I think I got dragged along to a young farmers ball was my first thing, and just the social aspect, I think, getting out and doing something different and meeting new people.
Definitely saw it as an opportunity to get more involved in university, being in an ag degree, and just kept coming back after the first event. It was such a fun time, and learnt a lot and got a lot more skills that I haven't been exposed to in the past.
I joined New Zealand Young Farmers when I joined Massey University. It was kind of the thing to do at the time, and I just really enjoyed meeting new people, really.
I think what keeps me coming back again, it comes down to the people. The people with the New Zealand Young Farmers are just sensational. You know, the connections you get through our sponsors, our family of sponsors, the team that work for New Zealand Young Farmers are amazing, and then all the memberships as well. Like, I've got my best friends part of New Zealand Young Farmers, so our club meets weekly, and so it's really neat. You've always got a social event in the calendar.
The competitions and coming back and seeing everyone, catching up, having a good time.
Oh, definitely like this. I mean, being outside, beautiful day today, and doing what most people in New Zealand, most farmers love, you know, getting their hands dirty, and just the social side too. Like, you're always meeting new people and get to do it with a bunch of friends and stuff. So it's definitely a social thing as well.
Definitely the people. Like, we've got so many friends here today, and we've got a lot of volunteers that have put their hand up, and it just is a testament to like our members and that they've all shown up today.
Just my mates. It's a really good bunch of people there in Inglewood, and we do something every week, so it's kind of weird if I don't go to Young Farmers on a Wednesday.
Definitely the people. love the people, love the atmosphere. It's such a good community to be part of, and opportunities and events like this to be part of is huge. Such a great part of the year.
Kia ora, my name is Lisa. I'm a small farmer, rural contractor, soon to be mum of 2, and proud member of the Franklin Young Farmers Club in the Northern region. Join us on our daily shenanigans as I talk to you about why I love the agriculture industry, the Northern region, and New Zealand young farmers. The ag industry is the powerhouse of the New Zealand economy, and if you're looking for job security, there is never a time when the country doesn't need farmers. As agriculturalists, we are at the coalface of an increasing need to improve efficiency, sustainability, and global food security, which makes the primary sector one of the most innovative and dynamic industries of the 21st century. Thirdly, there is no more rewarding way to spend your day than being a kaitiaki of our beautiful farmland. Tamaki Makaurau boasts a wide variety of places to go and things to see, including the Sky Tower, Eden Park, plenty of stunning beaches, and many conservation walks, all within a hop, skip and a jump of the CBD. Many multinational businesses hold their headquarters in Auckland, including dairy giant Fonterra and lifestyle block servicing giant Nurture Farming. Moving north of the Harbour Bridge, you'll find many locations of national interest, including Waitangi and Russell, our first capital, alongside some of the very best fishing spots in all of New Zealand. So why farm in Northland? The grass here grows year-round, reducing heavy reliance on fodder crops and supplementary feeding. This is due to our subtropical climate, which means you can wear the same pair of stubbies year-round, in summer, autumn, spring, and winter. New Zealand Young Farmers is an organisation of people aged 18 to 31 who are interested in the ag sector. It provides opportunities to socialise, partake in leadership and learning experiences, enter competitions, and get involved in their local communities in creative ways, from boxing matches to bar-cups. Grizzy, speak! Good you.
Hi, my name's Mark Wallace. I'm a farm worker from Waipukurau, and I'm representing the East Coast region in the FMG Young Farmer of the Year Grand Final. You've got your quad bike risk, I suppose. It's probably on this farm, it's not so much slope, it's more unseen things like bullholes and irrigation pipelines and things like that. I think most of it's just driving slow and thinking about what you're doing. Probably the main way you probably have a quad bike accident on the farm is you're trying to do too much with too little time and you're working in the dark. Planning a day is quite important, so logistically you're doing all the jobs in one area, then moving to the next, and moving to the next, and everyone knowing what everyone else is doing, so you're not rushing back and forth telling each other what you're doing and what they're doing. And then you can kind of just systematically work your way around and get what needs to be done in the day. I get sunburnt quite easily, I've got a big nose. I start wearing wide brim hats now, chapstick and sunblock, because otherwise I just have a red nose all summer. It's more of a common sense thing, I don't know why I didn't do it sooner. Don't really want to get skin cancer. I didn't know anything about back injuries and nerve problems. I probably did the classic male farmer, try to be a hero and just keep pushing on. It'd been an ongoing niggle and suddenly turned into a bad problem, which seems to be a lifetime problem now. I think we're probably pretty bad that we just think we're quite staunch and no one wants to show their sign of weakness, and you don't let the team down, you push on and hopefully it gets better, and I suppose most of the times it does, but the few times it hasn't, it's been, yeah, it didn't just go away. The key to good health and safety on the farm is knowing and identifying the risks and everyone going home safe at the end of the day. Farming to me, it's a lifestyle and a business. I just really like it. I don't mind coming down on the weekends. I'd probably come down on the weekends anyway. I like to see my dogs. I like working with the animals. I like growing grass.
Hi, I'm Alice, and I'm a student here at Lincoln University. I love the learning experience here because the class sizes are smaller and lecturers know us by our name. That means it's so much easier to get support when you need it. Staff have an open door policy and are really approachable, so you can feel confident about asking for any help. If you need study advice, have disabilities or injuries, there are experts and support systems available. Lincoln is a great place to study. Learn more at lincoln.ac.nz.
Hi, my name is Alex Field. I'm farm manager here in Waipuna, down the deep south, and I'm representing Otago Southland in the FMG Young Farmer of the Year Grand Final. So one thing you've got to be aware of down here is seasonal fatigue. We have a long winter, starts just after duck shooting, if not before. We're still in that winter mode all the way through to nearly October, November. At the end of it, you sort of feel yourself getting a bit worn down. We try to take plenty of breaks, have a good weekend roster, so we stay nice and refreshed, especially lambing at the end of winter. That's when accidents happen. Managing mental health nowadays is a big topic. It's talked about a lot and it needs to be talked about even more, to be fair. The way I sort of go about it is I try to get off farm as much as I can, see other people, talk to other farmers, talk to people outside of the sector. It just brings it all back to you and grounds you a little bit. If two people are having the same problem, you can have the same problem together and it's a little bit easier to handle. So social media is good in a way and it's also detrimental in a way. It celebrates the good times. It's a snapshot of everyone's highs, which is good. As Kiwis, we need to learn to celebrate achievements more, but it also doesn't show you the downside. It lacks perspective sometimes, and it needs to be taken as a grain of salt, because if you're going through a tough time, looking at someone's highs can be pretty tough. The key to good health and safety on farm is actually utilising it as a tool. When it becomes a box ticking exercise for compliance, it's sort of lost all the meaning. It's about getting yourself home in a safe manner, physically, mentally, able to live a full life, able to still get out with the grandkids in your later years and actually enjoy life and not being too sore from when you're in your 20s and you're taking shortcuts to try to get the job done, because there's more to life than work. My advice to farmers in terms of incorporating health and safety into the operation is stop seeing it as a chore. Embrace it as something that can be useful and finding the good in it.
So what's great about Northland? My number one, cows. Cows, cows, and more cows. You don't have any friends because you're new to the area, it doesn't matter. You're always going to have a cow. Because of how sunny it is here in Northland, it's really important to make sure that everybody, people and animals, are always sun smart. Another great part about living in Northland is all the awesome spots that you can stop for a swim and a drink with your friends. So I'm just here in my office at Silverfern Farms in Dargaville, just about to head home for the day from my job as a technical systems assessor. On our way out, we'll hand this in together. It's my plant maintenance audit, which I've been working on for the last couple of weeks. Before that, I was doing training and competency, so that's probably one of the coolest things about my job is the amount of variety I get, because I'm always auditing different systems and processes. I never find that any 2 days are the same. So here we are today out in the garden, which brings me to another thing that I really love about Northland is the fact that Northland breeds resilience. When I planted all these from seeds, I had no idea whether they were going to grow or not. Had pretty low hopes for them given the harsh climate that Northland is. So now you've seen the little garden, but turns out Northland is good at growing more than just gardens.
Hi everyone, I'm Sam Waugh, and today I want to talk to you about agriculture, New Zealand young farmers, and living in rural Auckland, and what's so great about these three things. So, let's get started. So what's so great about agriculture, you say? Well, there's plenty of things. If you get involved in the livestock industries, you get to spend a lot of time with cute animals like this. If livestock or animals aren't really your thing, there's so many opportunities driving pretty awesome machinery and getting involved with plants and agronomy and cropping or horticulture. And hey, you get to spend so much time outdoors, who wouldn't love that? New Zealand Young Farmers is an awesome organisation, a real community of like-minded people interested in the agri sector. With clubs all across the country, you can join no matter where you're from. You're definitely sure to make lifelong friends. You can really develop and grow your skill set within young farmers. whether that's in leadership at club, regional and national level, or even in governance opportunities as well. You get the opportunities to rub shoulders with leaders of the sector and meet a whole broad spectrum of people that you wouldn't otherwise come into contact with. And one of the other real key benefits of Young Farmers is the competitions. You're really able to test yourself across a wide range of competitions. And let's not forget the FMG Young Farmer of the Year, of course. Growing up, I never thought I'd say that I enjoy living in rural Auckland, but you really do get the best of both worlds here, with great views such as this and all the perks of being next to a big city. You know, Auckland's got a lot of green space compared to a lot of cities around the world, with bush walks and coastal walks all over the place. Within 15 minutes I can be enjoying swimming in some of the best beaches in Auckland, and within half an hour I can be sitting on top of the dormant volcano overlooking the city. So you know, it's not so bad up here. That's it from me. See you soon.
Howdy, welcome to Inglewood Young Farmers. We've got another tropical day here at Inglewood. It calls for one thing, and one thing only.
What we do to get off farm, take a break and have a bit of fun.
At the dawn of the day in the great southern ocean, when the world's greatest fish was being landed and the boat they were pulling it into was sinking, and the sea was quite lumpy and the weather was foul and the bloke with the map was as pissed as an owl, and the boys called out, "Maui, you clown, let it go." In the noise, he reached down for his grandmother's jawbone and he winked at his mates and said, "Boys, we don't know how lucky we are. I've a feeling I have stumbled on something substantial. We don't know how lucky we are. We don't know how lucky we are." I was speaking to a mate of mine just the other day, a guy called Bruce Bayless actually, who lives up our way. He's been away on a round the world 8th Army do for a year, more or less. I said, "Describe the global position, Bruce." He said, "Fred, it's a mess. We don't know how lucky we are in this country. We don't know how lucky we are. We don't know how lucky we are. We don't know how lucky we are." There's a guy I know who lives in town. I see him about once a year, I suppose. He's in a coronary since Easter. He's got a hemorrhage in his ear. He went bankrupt a couple of weeks back, and now his wife's left him too. I said, "You're looking odd, mate. You're looking queer. What are you going to do?" He said, "We don't know how lucky we are to live in this joint, Fred. We don't know how lucky we are." He repeated, "We don't know how lucky we are. We don't know how lucky we are." So when things are looking really bad, we're all under constant attack, remember we want to see good clean ball, and for God's sake, feed your backs. We don't know how fortunate we are to have that place. We don't know how propitious are the circumstances, Frederick. We don't know how lucky we are, mate. We don't know how lucky we collectively, we just don't know how lucky we all are. Full stop. We don't know how lucky we are, mate. We don't know how lucky we are.
Here at Inglewood Young Farmers, we value our mental health and wellbeing. The message from us is to take a break, go have some fun, get out and about, look after your mates and look after yourself.
We don't know how lucky we are, mate. We don't know how lucky we are.
Hi, I'm Harris and I'm a student at Lincoln University. Learning at Lincoln is all about getting practical experience in your chosen subject. You'll have lots of opportunities to test out your knowledge on farm, in labs or internships. This is the best possible way to prepare for a career, and it also gives you the chance to connect with future employers. That's why Lincoln has a higher graduate employment rate than any other university in New Zealand. Learn more at lincoln.ac.nz.
How's it going, guys? Kano here from FarmFit New Zealand. This is a message from Taranaki Central Young Farmers about what they do for their mental health and in their spare time to relax. Bloody hope you enjoyed those messages from the team. What I like to do to get out and de-stress and relax in my spare time, get amongst a bit of nature, move the old body, and really remember my purpose, connect to my why, and remember those long-term goals, and it's all for a reason. Do something positive for yourself, do something positive for your mates. Cheers, have a good one.
I'm Johnny Brown. I run a 1,300 cow dairy farm for Dairy Holdings, and I am the Tasman finalist in the FMG Young Farmer of the Year Grand Final. The biggest considerations I have dealing with health and safety on this farm is the changeability of things. Climatic conditions can really affect what we've got to consider. A shower of 10 mil can turn our tracks from a highway to a slip and slide, and you know, the nature of being a biological environment, cows are unpredictable, and then on top of that, just the fatigue levels in my team. One of us is up quite early through the peak of milking, so yeah, managing that fatigue. Leadership is huge in terms of health and safety on farm. The standard I set is a standard that we all need to be held to, and that includes upwards and downwards. What we say we expect is what we expect of the farm owner or the farm visitor. It all starts with you. The way you act and behave is the way that your people will follow. You've got to own it. There's no rule for me and rule for thee. If you're wearing a helmet and somebody comes in without a helmet, you go, no, that's not the way we operate here. You've not seen me operating like that, so I expect the same of you. Yeah, having clear expectations and regular conversations about the standard we want. With a light staffed environment like we're in currently, we're dealing with COVID and a labour shortage, the key thing is you can still operate excellent, but you're not going to get anywhere near perfection. You're going to have to walk away from things that you're not happy with to look after yourself, and you can raise that bar at a later date. Doing what we can with what we've got, not having our expectations too high, nailing the day-to-day stuff. Dairy Holdings have an app and a website where we feed this information in, and it is reviewed by our supervisors and our health and safety manager, and we have expectations around that. We expect a minimum of 4 toolbox meetings a month, at least 4 hazard identifications or near misses or incident reports, so that just flows through. Good health and safety is going home healthy and safe each day and having time to enjoy the things that you like to do outside. I've wanted to be a farmer since I could walk, chasing Dad around the farm and not going to preschool because I wanted to be on the farm.
Hey, I'm Harris and I'm a student at Lincoln University. One of the best things about Lincoln is the friendships you make. Because our uni is smaller than others, it's heaps easier to get to know everyone. There are loads of ways to make friends, like living in the halls and going to millionaires events on campus. We've also got some amazing student spaces. Students are involved in the design of this place, and it's perfect to catch up and hang out with friends. Learn more at lincoln.ac.nz.
G'day everyone, Tim Dangen here. Another beautiful morning out at Muriwai, West Auckland. This is the family farm where I grew up. I went to high school in the big city of Auckland, then down to Lincoln for 3 years, and then a couple of years dairy farming in Southland. Now you might ask, why would you leave beautiful farming country of Southland to move to go farming in Auckland? It's not for the farming. I'm not going to try to pull the wool over your eyes there because it's probably not the best farming in the country, but it's for the lifestyle. It's just a fantastic balance of being able to farm and being close to a big city like Auckland. It gives you all the benefits. You can be 40 minutes away from a game of rugby at Eden Park or a big night in town. There's also a fantastic young farmers club in the city. It's called Auckland City Young Farmers. It's the club that I'm a part of. And when we're not in lockdown, bloody hell, we get together every month or so and just have a big catch up, a couple of beers, talk about all things affecting the agricultural industry, things that are going bad and things that are going good, and it's bloody marvellous. And in Auckland, there's 1.5 million people, so there's someone for everyone. You can find heaps of people to hang out with, and if you don't like them, you just go find someone else. But hands down, the best thing about being in Auckland has been able to farm most of the year. Candles, except for the bloody thistles sometimes. But the lifestyle is great, the people are great, there's plenty of fishing and diving to get around if you're into that. And I don't think people give it enough of a chance really, so Don't knock it till you try it. Come on and get up here. Right, I better get back to it. Get him behind, Jed.
My name's Chris Poole. I'm a dairy farmer here in Pirongia and I'm representing the Waikato Bay of Plenty region in the FMG Young Farmer of the Year Grand Final. The biggest health and safety concerns for dairy farmers nowadays is managing staff's fatigue, managing people and making sure no one's getting overworked and everyone's got their days off. We've got a flexible roster, but everyone knows sort of a month out when their days off are. We use the app on our phones for timesheets as well, so everyone just plugs in the hours that they're working, so you can sort of keep an eye on if someone's doing a bit too much, send them home for a long lunch and catch up on a bit of sleep or give them the extra day off. I think the younger generation coming through are a lot better at just recognising that you can say if you're not really coping and you're a bit tired. I work part-time for a company called Connecteris. It's an artificial intelligence-based cow monitoring system. We've got collars on our cows. They're measuring them 24 hours a day for how much time they're spending eating, ruminating, lying, walking and standing. The biggest way that this system would help with health and safety on farm would be doing a job that farmers don't have to do every day, so allowing them to manage their home life and get rest so they're not as exposed to being overworked or overtired, and accidents always happen when people are tired and fatigued. Yeah, it's definitely a way to reduce that on farm. Juggling the Connectera job and the on farm life can get a bit hectic at times. Yeah, it's just sort of making sure that I know what has to be done in the day and making a plan. Farming to me is not only a business, but it's also a lifestyle. Being able to work with my family and work with animals and the land, I love it.
I think mental health is a big priority for me, so at least 2 or 3 times a week I like to go to the gym after work, clear the head.
Music-driven dream, we're living like we have no fear. Me and the boys just wanna have fun. Drinking liquor, nothing sweet and soaking in the summer sun. While we up, while we up, while we up.
I'm David Reesby. I'm a dairy farmer representing Taranaki Manawatu at the FMG Young Farmer of the Year Grand Final. So I grew up on the family farm here. Started off as one block, and I think there's about 4 blocks in it now that have been accumulated over the year. Starting off with my granddad and my dad developing the farm, upsizing to another farm as well up the road. Growing up, I've worked with the 2 generations above me. It's been pretty special working on the farm with them. There's a lot of things on farm that potentially can be a hazard, using the tools and strategies to minimise the risk of exposure and general health and safety to keep everyone upright and healthy in the game. When milking, there's health considerations to have, working with cows and zoonotic diseases, having open wounds and cuts and things, using gloves to protect yourself from the spread of lepto, for instance. When milking, we use PPE such as overalls, aprons, gloves, when handling chemicals, gloves, face shields and masks. We have a hazard map on farm for showing people when they come onto farm where the risks and hazards are. You can clearly point them out, give them a copy of it, send them away to do the job, and you'll know that they'll be safe at the end of the day. What gets me out of bed in the morning is the reliance on the cows. They need milking every morning. The ability to watch them maximise production on a grass-based system is pretty important. Like at the end of the day, to see the supply that we do and the volume, it's a challenge to try and keep it going and keep it growing and trying to beat yourself seasonally every year. Seeing the cows happy and doing well and producing well, grow a connection with them, I suppose, over the years, especially when you're moving their heifers and things. You sort of see tag numbers and you know that they're from certain cows. Watching them develop and grow, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, I've always wanted to be a farmer. Didn't see myself doing anything else.
Yeah, g'day, welcome to Uni Young Farmers. This is what we get up to after work and in our spare time.
Gonna put the world away for a minute, pretend I don't live in it. Sunshine gonna wash my blues away. Had sweet love but I lost it. She got too close so I fought it. Now I'm lost in the world trying to find me a better way. Wishing I was deep in the water somewhere. Got the blue sky breeze and it don't seem fair. Only worry in the world is the tide gonna reach my chair. Sunrise, there's a fire in the sky. Never been so happy, never felt so high. And I think I might have found me my own kind of paradise. Wrote a note, said be back in a minute. Bought a boat and I sailed off in it. Don't think anybody's gonna miss me anyway. Mind on a permanent vacation. The ocean is my only medication. Wishing my condition ain't ever gonna go away. Cause now I'm deep in the water somewhere. Got the blue sky breeze blowing wind through my hair. Only worry in the world is the tide gonna reach my chair. Sunrise, there's a fire in the sky. Never been so happy, never felt so high. And I think I might have found me my own kind of paradise. This champagne shore washing over me. It's a sweet, sweet life, living by the salty sea. One day you could be as lost as me. Change your geography, maybe you might be. Deep in the water somewhere. Got the blue sky breeze blowing wind through my hair. Only worry in the world is the tide gonna reach my chair. Sunrise, there's a fire in the sky. Never been so happy, never felt so high. And I think I might have found me my own kind of paradise. Come someone in the water's nice. Find yourself a little slice, grab a backpack and lunch.
This is what the Urino Young Farmers do to help keep the black dog away.
Always make sure you got a cold beer for your mates.
Take one day at a time.
Things will get better.
You are never a burden, you are loved by many people. It is okay to ask for help.
And make sure you check up on your mates.
I'm Tim Dangen, I'm a beef farmer and I'm representing the Northern Region in the FMG Young Farmer of the Year Grand Final. My grandparents moved here in 1980 and then my parents have farmed it since then, and now I'm sort of the third generation coming through on Goldie Valley Farm. We bought the Goldie's Bush out in Muriwai, West Auckland. Farming to me is about connecting with your piece of land and your animals and the people around you. Here we're obviously immersed in a large area of native bush, so it's important that we take care of our natural environment around us. We want to be able to make a living sustainably off our piece of land, and we want to be proud of what we do within our local community. Good communication is essential on farm so that we can identify any hazards that are on our farm in our day-to-day work, and then we can talk about a strategy to be able to mitigate them and minimise them, or hopefully eliminate them if possible. Wellbeing's probably a key priority for us on farm. When you're in a good mind frame, then you can make those good decisions, and obviously you enjoy your work a lot more as well. And so that's what we've found within our business, is that if we're fresh and are well rested, then we can mitigate those risks on farm, and then we enjoy our work a lot more as well. Sustainability for us is like a tripod propping up the farming business. So we have environmental, social and financial sustainability. If one falls down, then we think the other two weaken with it. So we're constantly looking to head all three in the right direction so that we can stay here long term and continue what we're doing. Good health and safety looks to us like happy people enjoying the work in a safe environment where we know that we can carry out our day-to-day tasks safely, make good decisions, and then come home at the end of the day with a smile on our face.
Welcome to Auckland. Auckland's a hive of activity, given that it's known as the super city, and there's so many people and so many things to do. But what you may not realise is that Auckland is also a hub of agriculture. From Pukekohe in the south, which is New Zealand's largest vegetable growing region, to the point where it even has an onion named after it, through to the country's biggest eggplant growers, capsicum growers, mandarins, the list goes on. Even in the heart of the city, agriculture is present, including right here at Cornwall Park, a council-run farm that locals love to explore. And there's even bulls there. For those that may view yourself as a bit more of a townie, like I do, don't be discouraged. So many big agricultural corporates have their head offices right in downtown Auckland. So you really don't need to be an expert on grass to come and join the greatest industry in the country. As you can see, Auckland brings in so many rural young people. But where are they going to go and find their like-minded peers? That's where Young Farmers comes in. We are groups all around the country who get together, united by a passion for the rural sector. We socialise, we go to industry events, and we compete in competitions like this one, which bring out our competitive side to really fight for Young Farmer of the Year. Auckland's fortunate enough to have 3 young farmers clubs within the region. These being Kaipara in the north, Auckland in the centre, and Franklin to the south. If you're watching this, we would love to see you at our next meeting.
Hi, my name's Annalise and I'm from Franklin Young Farmers. Bear and I are going to take a whirlwind around Franklin to show you why Northern Region is such a great place to be a young farmer.
Highly productive land and soil with good climate and rainfall, growing high quality beef, sheep, dairy and crops. Close proximity to bustling towns with a vast range of shops, bars, restaurants and cafes. So many great options to meet with other young farmers. Wild West Coast beaches, great for surfing, horse riding or motorbikes. The Waiuku Forest has endless trails for horse riding, mountain biking and 4x4s. So come and be a young farmer in the northern region. I can guarantee you won't regret it.
Hi, my name's Caleb Eddy. I am competing in this year's Northern Young Farmers. I, along with my wife, run a fencing business and we have a small livestock operation which we're trying to expand, backed up by these four. Northland gets a pretty bad rap. I've found. I've lived in a few other areas and overseas, and yeah, I don't think it's deserving. I think it's a place, it's pretty hard to find anywhere outside of a urban centre that's as culturally diverse as Northland is, and we're transitioning from smaller owner-operator farms to larger scale farming businesses, which I think offers young people a great opportunity to, you know, step up the ladder, get involved in equity farming, or just earn a good wage. I think in Northland a good work ethic stands out. People recognise that, and you get rewarded. So I would recommend anyone that's young and wanting to get into farming, that Northland's definitely the place that offers plenty of opportunities. So I'm the chairman of the Bay of Islands Young Farmers Club. I have been for just over 12 months. Been elected again for a second go at it. And yeah, I think we're a pretty small club, but we definitely have plenty of activities and plenty of events, and we're pretty close knit. When I moved back from Australia, I didn't really know anyone really in the farming game, and it's been a great way for me to make friends and yeah, get involved with the community. So I'd recommend anyone that moves up here to just get involved. Thanks.
especially those of you in July who are coming to Whangarei for the 54th FMG Young Farmer of the Year Grand Final. Take care, good night. Okie dokie. All right, let us all return to the edges of our seats. We're going to crack into things. Hi, Jesse, how are you? Tara Mann represents. Marvellous. Alrighty. Hey, you know, one of the best things about this competition, and there are many really great things, is the people that you get to meet. Not only do we get to meet contestants, we get to meet their families, and you end up having a great relationship with them, not only during the event, but through for many years to come as well. And so that is a really important part of this particular competition. And while I was having a chat to, I think, literally every one of Tom's family, what a lot of great women they are, I was talking to Tom's mum. So, 25 years ago today, I think it was a grand final. It was in Whangarei. The Martin Club, of which Tom's parents were members, were up here supporting their contestant. Tom's parents weren't because they were having Tom's sister. So they had Tom's sister. They said, and this is one of those stories where I went, oh man, this says a lot. They said the baby was 1 day old, they said, and the nurse said, I'll look after her. I thought, thinking she was going to finish that by saying, you head up to Whangarei. But they said, I'll look after her so you can go and watch it on the TV. So Annabelle is here. She is 25 years old today. Her brother is in the competition. Her cousin Maddie did a fantastic job. And the Agri kids, she's here as well. What about a big round of applause for all of them? And well, yell out. Annabelle's 25. So we're not going to sing happy birthday, but we're going to yell it. Where's Annabelle? How's Annabelle getting on? She got to 25 without being emotionally scarred, and then she came. Let us all yell happy birthday to Annabelle. 3, 2, 1. All right. What a jolly great break it was. I love catching up with people at this event and meeting new people. I think, like I say, I honestly think it is one of the best things about this entire competition. So, I've got some people to thank. Thinking of thanking people. We have our judges. There are a lot of people who work in the background of this. As you can see, the scoring in this is incredibly complicated. Everything needs to be entered absolutely accurately. We've had 3 great scorers over the last couple of days. Diana Deep, Tessa Douglas from Zero, and Ginevra Scott from Figured. What about a round of applause for them? They did a magnificent job. So thanks very much to Zero and Figured and all of those 3 wonderful people for making sure that everything is entered absolutely as it should be. It's scrutinised. There is not a room, a sliver, a margin of error when things are so close in a competition like this. Also, apologies, Honourable Mika Whaitiri was supposed to be here. She couldn't make it this evening. We have that happening with a lot of people at the moment. Likewise, Damien O'Connor was supposed to be here. He couldn't make it, but we have a few words to share from him in a virtual manner.
Tēnā koutou katoa. Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to speak at the FMG Young Farmer of the Year Grand Final. I'm sorry I can't be with you in person this evening to celebrate the farming community's best young talent. I'd like to congratulate all of those who have made it to the final, along with everyone who has taken part in the competition at both district and regional levels. Thanks to everyone who worked in the background to make this happen, including New Zealand Young Farmers and its sponsors. You've all showed great tenacity in running successful regional events through the pandemic. This mahi should be acknowledged. This competition, now in its 54th year, is a true testament to the lasting importance of young farmers to their communities, sectors, and all of New Zealand. What I admire about this competition is that it shows off how farmers are all-rounded performers. You have both traditional farming skills and the business smarts to back it up. Our food and fibre sector is fundamental in New Zealand's economic recovery from COVID-19, and for good reason. This is the first year our export revenue hit a record $52.2 billion. Building on this stellar performance, we're also forecasting export revenue will hit $56.8 billion by 2026. This performance shows why our food and fibre sector is fundamental in New Zealand's economic security. Our sector has already made big strides in reducing the impacts of production and boosting value and productivity. I acknowledge that we are operating in a period of immense change. To succeed, we need to be flexible and maintain fit-for-purpose training in this skills-based sector. Our young farmers and rural professionals will have a key role of becoming stewards of the sector moving forward. This new generation of young farmers are driven by their values, and this presents huge opportunity for change. To wrap up, congratulations to the finalists of the New Zealand Young Farmers. These awards provide a great opportunity and recognise those that excel and inspire others in our sector. Have a wonderful evening. Kia ora.
He is right, and it is great as well to be celebrating this with winners in other sectors. I had a wonderful dinner at my table with Cerise, who was the Apprentice Butcher of the Year, and just to know that all of you out there who grow all of this incredible food, there is people as driven and as dedicated as you see these food producers up on stage tonight, whether they be in hospo, in chefs, or in butchery, whatever it may be, to make sure that your produce ends up in the best condition on the best plates all over the world. So it is great to see everyone coming together. Somebody who knows all about winning, Jake Jarman was the season 53 FMG Young Farmer of the Year. He's had a stellar year with the title. He has represented what being a young farmer is all about. He's done us all proud. We're thankful for his support during the contest season, he leaves some very big boots to fill. We are going to welcome Jake to the stage for a quick word, and while he comes up to the stage, let us have a look at the video that tells us more about the beautiful trophy the winner will receive.
The new FMG Young Farmer of the Year contest trophy has been handcrafted with raw materials from the land to honour the tradition of the contest, to respect our agricultural past and to recognise the role farming plays in New Zealand. Built of steel, the base showcases our great engineering history. Hart Rimu, the plinth sourced from Poplar Lane following the Canterbury earthquakes, acknowledges our pioneering farmers who would make the most of all materials they'd find. 7 strands of number 8 wire represent the 7 regions of each of the finalists. Starting life as standard coiled fencing wire, each strand was made perfectly straight before being precisely bent to a very acute geometry. Each piece is being polished by hand to achieve a mirror-perfect finish. The frame shape, the helix, presents a sense of momentum in its outward spirals, referencing the continued growth of New Zealand agriculture and its far-reaching impact around the globe. Pounamu has been included to reflect Indigenous agriculture. Sourced from Arahura on the west coast, a beautiful and simple talkie design has been used to echo a commonly used tool. The top and bottom of the crowning ring has inlaid paua sourced from Invercargill, reflecting both the maritime and geographical nature of New Zealand agriculture. The underside uses paua with blue colouring, the top side a natural tone. This recognises our unique position as an island between the sea and the sky, whose name will be added tonight.
We often talk about the power of story. How much powerful is that trophy when you know the story behind every little facet of it? Jake Jarman was presented with it last year. Hello, Jake.
Hi, Radar.
This is just the perfect amount of social distancing. Over to you.
Thank you very much. Well, it's been a great couple of days here in Whangarei, and I just want to thank all the organising committee for putting on an awesome spectacle here. It's been awesome to get around and see a bit of Whangarei and get out and carry these, or drive these 7 competitors around. So obviously it was quite a different day yesterday in our the practical day down to what we had last year in Christchurch, and I just want to shout out to those 7 grand finalists yesterday. That was pretty hard work, especially in that last agri-sports when the rain decided to start bucketing down, and they was just jumped straight back into it and gave it the best shot. It's been awesome for me this year, a little bit less stressful than last year. I know these guys touched on a bit of that anxiety and stress being up on the stage, and I've really enjoyed being able to get out this year and see the national tournament of the claybird shooting, the fencing and the stock judging on Thursday, and get to those club awards on Thursday night. And probably the best part, though, was jumping in the van and each day driving those 7 great guys around to each of their events and hearing the banter and the chat in the field. So I just want to start by congratulating those 7 competitors that are up here on stage tonight. It's an awesome achievement just to get here, to go through your districts and those regionals, and then to give it your best shot and come and turn up tonight. And also I want to congratulate those Agri Kids and the Junior Young Farmers of the Year. We got to see them compete on the practical day and then at the speeches last night, and the excitement when I think it was the Agri Kids winner, when that got announced, it was just, he jumped out, or made a big old noise, and was so happy with his win, and it was just great to see the enjoyment and the passion there from those Agri Kids. I want to say a big thank you to all the staff and the volunteers and the supporters, the family and friends, everyone that turns up tonight and makes this event the spectacle that it is. A big shout out to our sponsors. This event wouldn't happen without your generous support, and it's just great to see those family of sponsors, those companies that are coming back year after year after year. It really means a lot to the wider Young Farmers organisation. And my biggest thank you is to all the club members out there. It's awesome to see like those photos before of all the region, everyone over there on the photo board getting photos in their regions. Like, the club members are the lifeblood of this organisation, and it's great to see people getting to their monthly, fortnightly meetings, getting out there and making this organisation tick, and then they can come here tonight and celebrate what a great group of people this is. When I look back and reflect on this last year, it's been, I entered Young Farmers nearly 2 years ago now as a bit of a chance to get outside my comfort zone and try and grow a little bit, and that just continued on over this last year with the opportunities that came up, speaking and getting involved in different pieces. There's a lot of personal growth there. I also enjoyed using the sponsors' prizes, so thank you very much, sponsors, for your generosity there. It's been great. And the chance, and it's been touched on here time and time and time again, is Young Farmers is all about the people. It's getting out, meeting new people, getting across the countryside and seeing what makes the heart of this, our great ag industry, tick. So thanks again to everyone who makes this event possible, and well done to all those that have competed tonight at the districts and at the regionals. I want to keep encouraging people to get along, give it a go, and maybe one day you guys can be up here and pushing those quiz buzzer buttons. I look forward to handing this cloak over to very soon to our next FMG Young Farmer of the Year, and I wish them all the very best for the year ahead. Strap yourself in, it's a very, very enjoyable ride. Thank you.
Thank you, Jake. Wait. Oh. I was going to ask him what the most unexpected thing was. I saw him out there in the morning, yesterday morning, I think, doing the AM show, media call, and again, just representing what it means to be the FMG Young Farmer of the Year. A great champion, pushed all the way by a whole lot of other people to get to that position last year. All the very best. Linda Coppersmith, where would we be without her? She's at the helm of New Zealand Young Farmers, an organisation that pride themselves on supporting, nurturing and empowering young people in the food and fibre sector. She is the CEO. She is walking dramatically across the stage. Don't feel free not to run. I'll slow down my reading. I'm a professional. For a moment, I thought Jake Jarman was going to say, to everyone, if you work really hard, you can end up hosting this. It's like, no, not yet. I'm not going to age out. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Radar. We meet again on the stage.
Yeah, a pleasure.
Thank you. Wow, every time I get up here to speak at Grand Final, I am blown away by what a wonderful event this is, and it's the culmination of 9 months of hard work from our members, our committees, our conveners, the staff, the sponsors, everybody. So it just blows my mind, and it makes me go, I love my job, always. So I think you'll all agree after sitting here, excuse me, watching these young people, that the future of farming in New Zealand is in great hands. The positivity, endurance, good humour and humility that these contestants have shown, and at the FMG Junior and Agri-Kids level, is amazing. And I think we should all give them a round of applause. So what we see at Young Farmers at all levels of contest, as well as our members in our clubs, is young people with a passion for our sector and for the people in it. I think you're all an inspiration, and I wish you all the very best of success in the future. Jake did a whole lot of thank yous, but I'm going to back him up on that one. I think a big shout out to all the supporters that have come along to cheer on their family who are competing, and right down to the Agri-Kids and the FMG Junior level. You guys make it fun, you guys push them to keep going, and I think, as Tim said tonight, get a feed down their throat or something like that was what he said. Looking after them, it's great, so thank you very, very much. Of course, thank you to our sponsors, especially to FMG, our principal sponsor. We couldn't do it without you. We've also got 2 new sponsors this year that I'm really pleased to have on board. We've got the Environmental Protection Authority and C&H Industries, who have come into their first grand final this year, so welcome. Of course, it goes without saying that the volunteers who help bring all this together are the lifeblood of our organisation and of New Zealand Young Farmers. We couldn't do it without the wonderful conveners and committees that pull together all the regional finals, the district finals, and of course, grand final. So thank you very much to you as well. Last but very much not least, I'm just part of what is an amazing team at New Zealand Young Farmers. My team just blow me away every day. At the core of this event is obviously my events team, Stacey, Bree and Caitlin, who are absolute legends. It's been a really challenging season, negotiating with COVID restrictions and the like. Travel problems. I think we've got a few cancelled flights today as well, but they have done an amazing job. So I would like everyone to put their hands together for the events team. But I'd also like to note that every member of my team, bar one person, is here actually helping them out as well. So at Young Farmers, one of our core values is one team. And we live and breathe that in National Office. We're all here to help each other out. No one's above or below any job. And I know that myself and the events team couldn't have done it without all the rest of you as well. You've done an amazing job. Thank you. So you all probably want me to get off the stage so then you can find out who's won this thing. So thank you all for coming and hope you have a really wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Linda Coppersmith. I'll tell you what, we have had a great time this year as well, and the team is great. I called him out, he's going to hate me for this. There is someone else who I think is an integral part of this organisation. When we come out to do the regionals, there is one person who makes sure that all of the set is put in at night, that all of the AV is there, that when we're in the field and we're standing there doing a head-to-head, that all of the sound system is there, and it is the magnificent Mr. James Campbell who is up there. I can strongly recommend when you find people on your team who you do not even need to think about whether everything is going to go right, you hold on to those people, and there has been a great team here at the FMG Young Farmer of the Year who do that, and James is the epitome of it. We love you, James. Thank you very much. Someone else who I have great affection for is Kent Weir, the outgoing chair of New Zealand Young Farmers. Where's Kent? Oh, hi. Really love the way you always just sneak up on me, Kent.
Well, I'm between one of these very 7 important people and this, so I need to get what I've got to say out of the way as quickly as possible. Just very briefly, on behalf of the New Zealand Young Farmers National Board and the Contest Subcommittee, I am going to do the terrible thing and actually repeat a few of these thank yous that we've already heard tonight, because I need you guys to all remember who these people are, because without them, none of what we're doing matters and it doesn't happen. So to our convening committee headed by Natalie Lynch, thank you for an absolutely fantastic event and week that you have put on in the north. I know it's been a long journey with COVID, 12 months longer than you probably wanted it to be, but thank you very much for all that you've done for us. To our National Office staff, Linda, the events team, and everyone at National Office, thank you for really rallying together in what has been another challenging COVID-infected 12 months. To get the 7 grand finalists here has really been a massive effort from you all, so thank you very much for putting it together for all of us. To our sponsors and our partners, particularly our principal sponsors, FMG, thank you very much for your unwavering support that you show us year in and year out. As I said the other night, sponsorship and partnership dollars are not easy to come by these days, and so we truly appreciate the support that you continue to show our organisation and this event. Thank you very much. To all of the family and friends of the competitors who have come along tonight, thank you to you also for the support that you have shown all of the contestants, our Agri Kids, our FMG Junior Young Farmers of the Year, and our 7 grand finalists. Without the time, effort, and quite frankly money you all put in, none of them would be here, so thank you very much as well. Most of all, to our 7 grand finalists, wherever you are in the room, congratulations on all that you have achieved in this past 12 months. And thank you. Thank you for being fantastic ambassadors for this contest, for our organisation, for our partners, and for our industry as a whole. I would also like to announce to you all and congratulate Louise Ford on her recent appointment to the contest subcommittee. The team are really looking forward to working with you. Congratulations. Now, for the primary reason that I'm actually standing up here tonight, our contest family is losing a very important lady to us all. Actually, in fact, before I go any further, Michelle Stevens, could you come to the stage, please? Dramatic pause. As some of you may be aware, season 54, can stand under the spotlight.
Oh, I can see what you're going to read now.
I know. You want to edit on the fly as well? Mm-hmm. Okay. As some of you may be aware, season 54 is Michelle's last season involved with the oversight and the governance of the FMG Young Farmer of the Year. Michelle has been our principal sponsors representative on the contest board and latterly the contest subcommittee. But that doesn't even touch the sides of what Michelle has done for this contest and for our organisation. Not only has she brought the all-important sponsors lens to our discussions and to the event, but she's also brought her absolute wealth of experience in the events and sponsorship management space. Michelle calls it the little things, but it's these little things that constantly add up to give this event the fizz that it has and make it the absolute premier event in the primary industries. Michelle, we are going to miss you far more than you could begin to realise. It's going to take a team of people to replace everything that you do for us all, and the organisation is going to be a lesser place for your departure. For all the very best for your future endeavours, and for goodness sake, please don't be a stranger. I'm now going to present Michelle a small gift to show our appreciation. Could you all please put your hands together and show Michelle what she means to us all?
As unaccustomed to public speaking as I am. Thank you, Kent. That was unexpected and horrible. And I'm really thrilled to have had the opportunity to put a stamp and a mark on what is the best contest on the planet. To every year be able to meet the 7 most bestest, most fabulous young farmers in New Zealand has been an absolute delight and an absolute career highlight for me. I am just such a fangirl of every young farmer member. And in fact, I am not disappearing too far because I have volunteered my services for probably the best region. And Danny and I will carry that conversation on later, so yeah, why bop. You are all an absolute inspiration. Back yourself, believe in yourself, and keep being you, because you are what makes this contest and the sector sensational. Thank you.
I normally don't cry until the winner is announced. But I tell you what, honestly, you will go. I deal in a lot of sectors. I deal in a lot of events. I meet a lot of people who work for corporates who are in charge of being associated with an event. You will be very, very hard pressed, if indeed it is possible at all, to find someone who lives a competition and loves a competition more than Michelle. So we are going to miss you. Who is going to reassure me the morning after I use strong farm language to silent audience members who yell out answers? I don't know. All right, hey, look, we've got just a couple more thanks to go before we crack into things. As we said before, the contest is nothing without volunteers. Can you imagine the the profitability of FMG going down the toilet. If this entire thing had to be done without any volunteers, it would have been a nightmare. We love our volunteers, and from the New Zealand Young Farmers, they give their time. I'm going to welcome the Grand Final Committee to stage. Natalie Lynch, Curtis Danks, Calvin Ball, Grant Shaw, Molly Dagger, Tegan Webber, Kate Hawkins, and Siobhan Horsford. For anyone involved in putting an event on, you will know how many hundreds and hundreds of unpaid hours, thousands of unpaid hours really, go into this. We're going to hear from Natalie.
E ngā mana, e ngā reo, e ngā hau e whā, tēnā koutou katoa. It's so great to have you all here finally. After 3 years of planning and preparing, we have made it. This event has had such a different path than we envisioned when we set out in 2019, but everyone involved has handled it like absolute troopers and has created an event to be proud of. There are so many people to thank and acknowledge for their part in what has been a fantastic, if rather damp, week. Firstly, the sponsor family, especially you, Michelle, your cute little texts all the time, love that. And Stacey and the Young Farmers team, thank you for making all of this possible. One of my favourite parts of Young Farmers and of the rural sector in general is the sense of community, and our community has rallied behind this in so many ways. From my students, my kids at Otaika Valley School painting the bottles that are on your tables, to our incredible local supporters who've given so much of their time and resources, even my mum making us lunch on Thursday. Thank you all so much. Contest has really embodied the community I'm so proud to be part of. To all the volunteers who've showed up this week, our module and red flag judges, the member army, and everyone, mostly sitting over there, that I've said, you're my favourite, don't tell the others. I can't thank you enough. Your tireless effort, dedication, and anything is possible attitudes have made this such an epic experience. To my team, Shane, Chev, Calvin, Tegan, Kate, Molly, Curtis, Grant, thank you so much. It has been incredible to work with you all, and I feel so lucky to count you among my favourite people. Seeing all of you shine, play to your strengths, and develop your leadership skills has been such a privilege, and I'm so incredibly proud of you for the magic you've made together. There's nothing that can't be fixed without Vaseline, rubber chickens, and teamwork. It would be extremely remiss of me not to give a special mention to Grant, our battler. You've been the glue that held this team together. You've gone above and beyond for our committee in this contest, and I'll never be able to do enough to thank you for your dedication. None of this would have been possible without you. You've been asking me for a parade in your honour for years. I don't know if I can do that, but can you guys please put your hands together for Grant? And lastly, thank you to you all for being here and being part of our community. All the best to our contestants. We've loved seeing you just jump with enthusiasm into all of the challenges that we've created for you this week. Have a great night.
Oh. Wait. We just wanted to get a photo and recognition as well. If there's anyone district or regional conveners in the crowd as well, we want to just grab a photo up on stage and a round of applause for you. If you're a district or a regional convener, want to scoot up? Scoot. Hey, look, wait, don't go. Natalie, we're going down to Aorangi next year, I think. I don't know if that's a surprise. Any piece of advice that you would offer to the people who are hosting next year's one? It would be to stand at the microphone and answer Rato's questions. How can I take away from their moment of celebrity joy? While they are doing that, we're about to go straight into the awards from now, so I'm just going to give a little bit of housekeeping. If you are an awards presenter, very simple, make your way over to that side of the stage. You'll get an envelope from Stacey with everything you need to say. Come up onto the stage and say it. If you are an awards recipient, again, likewise, pop up onto the stage. You'll see a white line marked on the floor, and you and the presenter will stand there and have an excellent photograph. Much like these people, only there will be fewer of you. So there we go. Our grand final committee and a whole swag of district and regional conveners. Let's give them a round of applause. All right. We would not have this event with all of the hard work that they did. So, the moment we have sort of been waiting for. Down the stairs they go. All right. We're going to just represent the prizes for the Agri Kids and the FMG Junior Young Farmers. We saw them in the room last night, and what a magnificent bunch of folks they were. So, over the last week, many of you know this, but we've had our Agri Kids NZ and the FMG Junior Young Farmer of the Year winners. We're going to have a chance to get them up onto the big stage to receive your applause right now. Going to invite Damien Smythe from Honda to present the prize to the Agri Kids NZ. So, where is Damien? There he is. He's coming up. He is going to present the prize. And the prize, they got the prizes for the teams. They all got a whole lot of great stuff, some wonderful sponsors packages, and they all got excellent cash rewards courtesy of FMG. We're really grateful for that. It really makes a difference. Those cash rewards going not only to the teams, but to their schools as well. So, Damien, do you want to read out who it was that won the Agri Kids NZ event?
Well, they haven't given me anything to read.
That's right. As I said that, my brain went, wait a second, did they give you anything to read? No, you're just going to do an excellent job of passing the trophy over to the RD6ers. Liam Hodgin, Archie Kelty, Leighton Barnett from Parongia, St Patrick's and St Columbus School. Here they are. Sorry, Damien, I just didn't know that it was me that was supposed to read that. So we honoured them last night on the stage. They got their excellent prize package and their cash reward from FMG for themselves and their school. We had over 500 kids enter this competition. We whittled it down to the teams that came up here. We bring 21 up, and these three young creatures were the best of them, the RD6ers. There they are. They will need to become accustomed to holding trophies. I suspect they're going to go on to many great things in their lives. A combination team from Parongia, St Patrick's and St Columbus. Thank you very much, Damien. A round of applause for the Agri Kids. All right, they know how to deliver things. PTS Logistics, we're going to get Scott Myers up to present the trophy to the FMG Junior Young Farmers. Again, they received an excellent prize package from the sponsors and a cash reward from FMG to themselves and to their school. And a massive thanks to PTS. We often have the regionals in obscure fields in the middle of tiny towns, and they managed to get our container there so that we can have this wonderful event. So, he has the trophy. The winners of the FMG Junior Young Farmer of the Year were Amelia Ridgen and Erin Hum from Christchurch Girls High School. And again, that was a great competition. I don't know how many of you got down to see the little farmlets. It was part of the FMG Junior competition. Part of the thing was they had to do a little bit of riparian planting and then construct a bridge from some pieces of timber, and I tell you what, there were some crackingly good bridges built. Amelia and Erin from Christchurch Girls High School, they took it out, they were here last year, here they are this year, they're the winners, boom, fantastic, thank you Scots. All right, the FMG People's Choice Awards. You may remember her as being Michelle Stevens, who used to be part of this competition. One final act, short of going and buying me a drink later on. I'll probably buy you one, Michelle, I don't know. Michelle Stevens is going to present the FMG People's Choice Award. FMG People's Choice Award is an opportunity for the community to get behind their grand finalists, to show their support for their regional winner, and to promote the FMG Young Farmer of the Year grand final. The prize package is a $1,500 cash reward from FMG and a $1,000 cash reward to the Young Farmers Club again from FMG. Michelle Stevens, the winner.
Beforehand, Lorian and Caitlin, my colleagues from our marketing and communications team, whoop, whoop, good job, good campaign. This is exciting. I actually don't know who's won this year, so we need a drum roll. The winner of the FMG Young Farmer of the Year People's Choice category for the year 2022, season 54. The club also gets a prize.
Yes, I said that.
So should we say the
$1,000 cash
club?
reward to help the young farmers courtesy of FMG.
The club is Auckland. Tim Danjan.
Taking away the $1,500 cash reward from FMG and a $1,000 cash reward to the club. Congratulations. Out onto the white line. I tell you what, as soon as this is done, I am racing back to the hotel because last I saw Tim Danjan's cardboard cutout was leaning on the wall. That is now a collector's item. Tim Danjan is going home with me. Tim Danjan! All right, the FMG Young Farmer of the Year represents the modern farmer who holds a lot of different skills that go beyond shearing a sheep and milking a cow. The winner becomes an agricultural leader that represent the future of the sector. They are a figurehead of generational change and one of history's oldest enterprises. And thus, the scoring now represents the notion of what qualities are needed in a modern farmer. In a world where even the traditional concept of what a farmer is being disrupted, our contest tests many things. The physical skills remain, but the mental skills, their relationships to people, to technology, to the environment, they are all crucial aspects of the business of farming. Therefore, our scoring is based around 5 challenges. Community footprint is the first. This project assesses each contestant over 4 key areas, being wellbeing, New Zealand young farmers' involvement, advocacy for a cause, and the local community. Agribusiness is one. This challenge consists of the Market Innovation Project and a strategic exam which took place on Thursday's technical day. Contestants were challenged to look deep into the development and innovation of the future of farming, not just here in New Zealand, but internationally as well. The third of the 5 is agri-skills. Practical Day is just that. It is practical. Hands-on modules and a 2-hour farmlet tested each grand finalist with the more tactile parts of their skill set. They had the agri-sports. Alongside the 2 modules on Friday, you witnessed each contestant battling it out against each other in 2 brutal head-to-head challenges, and what crackers they were. And finally, agri-knowledge. As we're all aware, the modern farmer needs a lot of brain to keep up with what is going on in an ever-evolving sector. And the agri-knowledge challenge, which we saw tonight, is designed to test contestants' skills through a human resource task, their ability to discuss current agricultural topics with their speech. I'm nearly there, he says as he creates a super spreader event. And of course, their general agricultural knowledge through tonight's crescendo, the quiz. So those are the 5. What about a round of applause for all of those? What are the chances that in a gloriously wet event I ran out of water? Thank you very much. Oh, you've almost run out of water too. Are you going to pour water out of your glass, Bex, or are you providing me with a classier glass than my plastic one? Thank you, I appreciate it all. All right, it was all the crying I did. Community Footprint Challenge is sponsored by Ravensdown. They know the importance of young people like Young Farmers members to continue to build a positive culture within rural communities. And they do this by adding value to committees and community groups, not just by belonging, but by being an active contributor and leader. We're going to invite Gordy McCormick to represent Ravensdown to the stage. While Gordy comes up, here is the Ravensdown video.
Hey, hello, I'm Demelza. Nice to meet you. I'm an agri manager for Ravensdown. And I don't know if you've noticed, but it's a jungle out there. But we're here to help farmers navigate this ever-changing landscape.
And boy, we do some cool stuff.
Like reducing greenhouse gas emissions from dairy effluent ponds with technology developed in partnership with Lincoln University. We work alongside farmers to develop their farm environment plans so they can prepare for the future. We work with local community groups to support the environment, like with the Takaka Hill Biodiversity Group Partnership. But don't worry, we still do fertiliser.
The question is, what will we do next? Yeah, it's good stuff, isn't it? I grew that. Normally one of my toughest clients. Do you enjoy that grass?
A round of applause for Ravensdown, sponsors of the Community Footprint Challenge. It is awarded to the contestants who displayed the most involvement and leadership in rural communities, with the key elements being wellbeing, New Zealand young farmers' involvement, advocacy for a cause and local community. The prize package, courtesy of Ravensdown, is a $1,500 House of Travel voucher and $1,000 to the contestants. Region Gordon.
I have much pleasure in announcing the winner of the FMG Young Farmer of the Year Community Footprint category is Alex Field.
Congratulations to Alex. Farming down there in beautiful Otago Southland region. He is accepting that Community Footprint Challenge, courtesy of Ravensdown. The 28-year-old farm manager. In Nightcaps, grand finalist in 2019, 3 regional finals, has got himself back here again, takes away the Community Footprint Challenge. Congratulations, a round of applause for Alex Field. The Agribusiness Challenge. The Environmental Protection Authority has kindly sponsored our Agribusiness Challenge as they continue to show us that great business practice is having strategic knowledge in all aspects of the environment. Caring for the environment is caring for the farmer's productivity, it's caring for the health of yourself, your family and the customer, as well as the community. So, going to invite Paula Knapp, General Manager of Engagement from the Environmental Protection Authority, to present the prize as she makes her way to the stage. Here is their video.
It's not that I'm so much passionate about sustainable farming, I'm passionate about the New Zealand farming industry, and that's a really important part about making us successful for the future.
We already are world leaders in sustainable farming practices, and we just need to keep pushing and be even better.
We can farm here, we can grow great food and great fibre, but we can also enhance the environment. You know, that's a win for everyone.
Keep your mind open, and there are solutions that you can do. You won't be able to solve it all yourself. It's got to be a collective solution.
Yeah, environmental sustainability is really a process that's ongoing and continuing. There's no limit really to how much better you can make the environment.
I think most farmers are trying their best for the environment because like you want your farm to look good and it's where you live. So you're not intentionally going to be poisoning your own rivers or anything like that.
There's increasing regulations which I think are necessary. So it's important that farmers going forward continue to work with local communities and industry bodies to make sure that what we do in New Zealand is sustainable long term.
We want it to carry on being a reliable source of food for the world, so we've got to look after it, doing our bit.
New Zealand farmers have to continue to be the best in the world at what we do. That's about proactively solving the problems that are coming towards us.
I think it's really important that we set a good standard and promote our environmental progress that we're setting up. The more we can publicise it, the better the image of farming will be, and it's really important.
It's about taking the opportunity to work with others in the sector, other young farmers, other old farmers, the next generation of farmers, to collaborate and to lead the change of what's going to become, embrace it for what it is, an opportunity.
Brilliant. The Agribusiness Challenge, sponsored by the Environmental Protection Authority. The prize, a $1,000 cash reward, courtesy of the EPA. Paula Nat, General Manager, Engagement. Who's the winner?
And the EPA is incredibly proud to support New Zealand's future farming leaders. And the winner of the FMG Young Farmer of the Year Agribusiness category is Tim Danjan.
So congratulations to the 29-year-old from Auckland City. It is fourth regional final. He's here in the grand final. Grew up in Muriwai in the family farm. I know they're looking at a lot of diversification out there, including having it as a beautiful venue, which is making the most of its glorious surrounds. We're having a chat about it earlier in the day. So congratulations to the winner, Mr. Tim Danjan. Thank you, Paula. Thank you, EPA. All right, the Agri-Skills Challenge is sponsored by WorkSafe, who teach us that skills are only valuable when health and safety is top of mind. We're going to welcome Agriculture Engagement Head Juan Luis Toledo to the stage. While he comes up, let us have a look at the WorkSafe video.
Farming to me is about connecting with your piece of land and your animals and the people around you.
Leadership is huge in terms of health and safety on farm. The standard I set is a standard that we all need to be held to, and that includes upwards and downwards.
The key to good health and safety on farm, I'd say, is just creating positive work habits.
Yeah, seeing the cows happy and doing well and producing well, grow a connection with them.
The key to good health and safety on farm is actually utilising it as a tool. When it becomes a box ticking exercise for compliance, it's sort of lost all the meaning.
Good health and safety is everyone going home safe at the end of the day.
Farming to me is not only a business, but it's also a lifestyle. So yeah, being able to work with my family and work with animals and the land, yeah, I love it.
Another excellent WorkSafe video. I don't know if anyone saw last year's one as well. They took all of the grand finalists and put it in there. And what I love the most about it is we get just a little chance to look at the beautiful world in which they farm as well as they deliver that really important message. So the Agri-Skills Challenge awarded to the contestant with the highest scores across the modules and the farmlet. The prize, courtesy of WorkSafe, a $2,500 New Zealand Safety Blackwoods voucher. Juan Luis, who's the winner?
Thank you. WorkSafe is so proud to announce the winner of the FMG Young Farmer of the Year Agri-Skill category is Chris Paul.
Chris Paul. Yes, Chris made the lovely comment about the joy of farming. You get to work with your family, the Waikato Bay of Plenty rep. Tikawa West Club, 27-year-old dairy farmer and Connect Hera representative. Congratulations to him. And I know that if any of you watch a lot of the Agri-Skills challenges, we're pretty quick to get to the whistle to pick up any of those little safety infractions. I know that I have changed the way I work based upon what I've seen in those. We want to make sure everyone goes home safe, particularly if they have the chance to go home with an excellent prize, courtesy of WorkSafe. Congratulations, Chris Paul. All right, the Agri-Sports Challenge still has kindly sponsored the Agri-Sports Challenge. As we know, every farmer gets the job done faster with their mighty Still equipment. We're going to invite Anthony Mildren as part of Still to the stage while we have a look at their always excellent video. Great. Awarded to the contestant with the high. I've become really adept at sharpening chainsaw blades on one of your excellent little battery saws, my friend. They are great. I love them so much. Awarded to the contestant with the highest scores across the head-to-head and Agri-Sports Challenge. It is the Agri-Sports Challenge prize. Anthony, they're going to get a $1,500 Still voucher.
Thank you. Firstly, on behalf of Still New Zealand and the rest of the Still Shop dealer network, we're very proud to be supporting this event. And so the winner of the FMG Young Farmer of the Year Agri-Sports category is Tim Dagan.
Back to the stage, Tim Dagan. Grew up in Muriwai on the family farm. I suspected as I watched him yesterday that they probably did a bit of fishing off the beach down there. He was quite good at that filleting. Currently lives in Hobsonville Point. In partnership with his parents, they rear 1,000 beef calves on 100 hectares and lease another little bit of land for beef finishing. Showing that he has all of the Agri-Sports Challenge skills to take that out. A round of applause for Tim Dagan. Taking away that $1,500 Still voucher. All right, the Agri-Knowledge Challenge, sponsored by Ministry for Primary Industries, who educate us that in the ever-evolving food and fibre sector, to improve productivity, seize export opportunities and protect New Zealand from biological risk and ensure the food we eat is the safe and the best in the world. They are excellent at their job. We're going to invite Shane Galuli to represent MPI as we look at their video.
Kia ora koutou katoa. Hi everyone. The Ministry for Primary Industries is proud to back our primary sector and to support this year's Young Farmers Contest. Our vision is New Zealand to be the world's most sustainable producer of high-value food and primary products. 367,000 people get up every day to work in our sector. You help feed our country and the world wants our products because they're made with care. That's why our primary industry exports are on track to reach an incredible $52.2 billion this year. And with you as our future leaders, we can keep building on that. Your talent, energy and passion are the critical ingredients that make New Zealand an amazing farming nation. You're crucial to our success, and through your ideas, innovation, hard work and pride in what you do every single day, you make this a wonderful country. Best of luck to everyone. Ngā mihi nui ki a koe.
Many thanks to MPI. The Agri-Knowledge Challenge, awarded to the contestant with the highest scores across the HR Challenge, the speech and the quiz. The prize is a personal development course and a personal locator beacon to find out where you are when you're supposed to be at the course, courtesy of MPI. Shane, the winner.
The winner of the FMG Young Farmer of the Year Agri-Knowledge category is Tim Dagan.
Tim Dagan. Just really got quite a short bio. I've run out of things to say about Tim Dagan. Lives in Hobsonville Point with his wife Jenny. It's very beautiful. It's going to be even more beautiful when he takes care of it with his wonderful Still equipment, and we'll know where he is with his personal locator beacon and his personal development course, courtesy of MBI, for picking up the Agri Knowledge Challenge prize. A round of applause for Tim Danjan. Oh, I did that little hop of excitement, which means I've turned the page to go from the category winners to the top 3. Buckle in, folks. Here we go. Third place, I'm going to invite Lincoln University representative Hamish Gow, agribusiness professor, to announce third place. The third place winner will take home a $5,000 cash reward from FMG and a $1,000 New Holland voucher. Is Hamish here? Oh, there you are. Hello.
Lincoln University would like to congratulate the third place winner of the FMG Young Farmer of the Year. The third place goes to Johnny Brown.
So, congratulations to Johnny Brown, the 31-year-old Dairy Holdings Limited farm manager from down there in Dunsandel. Manages the farm at Bankside, a great competitor. We've had him in 4 regional finals, and every time he turns up, it is always a pleasure. A round of applause for Johnny Brown. All right, thank you very much, Hamish Gow, agribusiness professor. All right. Going to invite Bruce Healy, General Manager, to represent New Holland as we announce the second place winner, $7,500 cash reward from FMG, a $2,000 New Holland voucher, a personal locator beacon, a boot dryer, and an MPI prize pack. The recipient of second place will take away all of those. Bruce.
Thank you very much. New Holland is very proud to be part of Young Farmer of the Year for our first time, and we'll be here for a few years to come. The winner, or the second place, goes to the FMG Young Farmer of the Year, Chris Poole.
Representing the Waikato Bay of Plenty region from the Takawa West Club, dairy farmer, Connectera representative, 27-year-old Chris Paul. 3 regional finals, finds himself here, taking away second place. A round of applause for Chris Paul. Thank you, Bruce. All right. From FMG, we heard from him at the beginning of the evening. It is fitting that we have Adam Heath back up here again, the CEO of FMG, to announce the first place winner. I'm also going to invite Jake Jarman to the stage to present the Cloak of Honour. The FMG Young Farmer of the Year winner will take home a $15,000 cash reward from FMG. And thanks to their partner Rural Leaders, a place in either the Kellogg Rural Leadership or Value Chain Innovation Program, recognised as the primary sector's foremost leadership programs. They'll take home a $5,500 Ravensdown tailored professional development package, a New Holland Boomer 25 tractor and loader package, on-farm consultation, personal locator beacon and an MPI prize pack, a Honda TRX 520 FA6 quad bike, probably that one there, $1,500 steel voucher, a $1,000 bushbuck voucher and $1,500 red balloon voucher from Lincoln University. Adam.
Thank you, Rada. FMG is privileged to announce that Season 54 FMG Young Farmer of the Year is Tim Danjan. give it to him as well.
Tim Danjan. Receiving the cloak of knowledge, being passed on from Jake Jarman. What a popular winner. He was the people's choice, and he was the choice of, well, himself by doing really well in all of the events. Part of a great family. His sister Emma, who's here tonight, she is a great competitor. She's been in the grand final. She's married to Chris Paul. What a family of excellence. And Jenny's here as well. Jenny, if you want to come up with Tim. Because honestly, where would we be without our excellent partners? So, just Tim on his own. What about one with Tim and Jenny? Hello, Tim Danjan.
Right, how are we?
Look, I'm not as good as you, my friend, because I imagine that you are feeling many emotions at this point. A lot of people have got you to where you are today. You've done a huge amount of it yourself as well, I know. And Jenny's here. Anyone you would like to thank?
Of course, mate. Jenny, first and foremost, been rock solid from the get-go. I owe you a holiday for sure. For now, family next, mum, dad, you've made me who I am. All my sisters and your partners, that support's just invaluable. Beyond that, the Southland crew, Woody, Foxy, Hodsall, Graham Levitt, and most importantly, Simon and Janine Hopcroft. You're the guys that got me into this competition. You constantly inspire me and keep making myself push myself. I skipped over them, but I'll come back. Emma and Chris, I love you guys so much. Anyone who knows me well knows that I get bloody emotional at things like this. But Em and Chris, you guys just constantly inspire Jen and I. You're legends. Chris, it's been an awesome week, mate. I think you're still down here, I'm not sure, but yeah, you're just one of my great mates. Carrying on from that, Bruce Paris, Doug Thode and Savannah, who's at home, keeping an eye on the farms. The time that you've been able to create for me to be able to put maximum effort into this has been invaluable. Auckland City crew and the ongoing support there, particularly Jake, Will and Lincoln, and the evenings that you sacrificed for me to come in and interview me, push me hard. And the West Auckland crew, making the trip up. I've got such a great community, Radar, and all of the agricultural sector is just bloody awesome, mate. You guys are all champions.
Hey, look, Tim, I remember a few years back, one of the Northern Regional Finals, the Great Paella Night up. Just a little joke for the Northern folk. Hey, and I remember, you know, the great thing about this competition is people come into it and they don't get through. I think, from memory, you dropped a point maybe in the last round, and I think Lisa Kendall took it out that night. But the important thing is that you come back and you fight again. Did you imagine on that night that you would find yourself actually up here as the Northern representative, as the Young Farmer of the Year?
Oh, my goal was just always to get here to give it a crack, Radar. The Northern region's been so strong in the last probably 5 years, and that competition's just constantly made me have to push myself. There's been a handful of great characters floating around, James, Lisa, Calvin. I've lost them all at some stage or another. And I'm just fortunate to be up here, and I'm just a reflection of the support group that I've had around me. Truly grateful to everyone who's donated so much time. And then the other 6 guys, you're all just bloody good bastards.
Yes.
Yeah, great friends.
Look, I tell you what, it is always an enormous pleasure when you are in the competition. You bring a lot of joy to it. It is fantastic to see you up here as the recipient of the FMG 2022 Young Farmer of the Year, Season 4 Trophy and Cloak of Knowledge and Gift of Flowers to Partner. You are a great champion, and I know that you are going to go on to great things. A round of applause for Tim Danjan. Don't go away. What? Wait. We want to get a photograph of all of our champions. So if Tim wants to come back, can we grab our Agri kids and our FMG juniors? Because who knows, one day, one of these little FMG juniors who is sitting out there right now looking up at Tim Jansen thinking, oh, I might give that a crack, I can do that. You know what, kids, you can. Let's get a photo of all of them while they're up here on the stage. While they are doing that, I just got a very quick little bit of housekeeping. To the rest of our FMG Young Farmer of the Year contestants, we know what an onerous task it is to be a regional champion and to come up and to compete in this event. Yes, the prize is great, but so is the cost. There is a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of work put into things. And as a result of all of the work you do, FMG would like to recognise the dedication of every one of our finalists with an amazing $2,000 cash reward for each of the other finalists. What about a round of applause for FMG? And I want each and every one of you, when the days are hard and the things are long, when the regulations are coming in and you're going through all this stuff and you think, what is the point of it all? This, my friend, is the point of it all. All of these amazing young people who just aspire to be better and better and better to continue to make us one of the great farming nations of the world. What about a round of applause for all of our winners? And I want to give a shout out as well. This contest doesn't exist in isolation. I have the great pleasure of hosting various other ones as well. I think I've done the Romeo Brigado, the Young Grower of the Year, various others. We just want to give a shout out to all the great winners and the future leaders as well. Peter O'Connor, the 2022 Dairy Trainee of the Year. Quinn Morgan, the 2021 Ahu Whenua Young Māori Farmer of the Year. Cherise Redden, who I had dinner with. What an amazing young woman she is, the 2021 Young Butcher of the Year, heading off to the Worlds very soon. Sam Bain, the 2021 Young Viticulturalist of the Year. Melissa Bennett, the 2021 Young Grower of the Year. Adding their name to that, the 2022 FMG Young Farmer of the Year, Tim Danjan. What about a round of applause for all of those amazing people? They are great. All right. In order to make family gatherings at the Danjan/Paul household fascinating for years to come, let us have a look at how close it was. Pretty close. So what's that, 24 points between them down to Johnny Brown. Alex Field was pretty close. Look how close Tom and David were. I tell you what, I told you sometimes there's less than half a point. My maths is pretty bad, but that's less than half a point, eh? What a bloody great competition it has been. What about a round of applause for Tim, Chris, Johnny, Alex, Mark, Tom, David? We thank each and every one of you for everything that you have done. We've thanked a lot of people tonight, but you have been a really great audience as well. Please make sure to check out the new and improved New Zealand Young Farmers website for more contestant videos, scores and pictures throughout the grand final. We've got the excellent Jesse Wild Band. They're about to play now. Please ensure you have a safe ride home. There are shuttles available from 11:30 to 12:15. Remember, here in Whangarei, there is the 1 o'clock lockout, so don't dilly-dally. You want to be in a bar. We're going to see you in Aorangi next year. And may I just say, I've been doing this for a while now, ever since Nigel Woodhead won, so it's been a while. I've hosted a lot of these grand finals, and I can absolutely say without a doubt that this 2022 Young Farmer of the Year, the FMG Young Farmer of the Year Grand Final in Whangarei, has without a doubt been the most recent. So, let's help everybody celebrate. Take care, good night, see you in Aorangi.